So one of the things I don't do is that I never tell anybody to like and subscribe, which I need. Are we on?
Maybe. I don't hear us.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're coming through.
Never mind.
Be sure to like and subscribe. That
Yeah.
helps us out a whole lot.
Yeah, do that.
Oh, and now you can do more than subscribe. If we might as well just talk about that.
Oh, my.
Now they're down in that bottom right corner. It's a little join button, right?
Yeah.
Because we are affiliated or partnered or that fun stuff now. If you want to support
That's dangerous.
support what we do here monetarily, you can hit that join button. It's $5. At the moment, it gets you access to the full live recording. It's the only way you can see that.
Yeah. Basically, what we're trying to do, if this is your first time coming by and viewing us, we're just three Christian guys who talk about current events, video games, cigars, cars,
Whatever we want.
whatever we want.
And then you guys only watch what you want. So
That's a true story.
Well, I guess I'd say from a Christian perspective, I guess we what I mean is we just do it without the cussing. You know, that's all.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
yeah, because if we talk about a Christian topic, it doesn't get any views.
Yeah,
so.
that's true.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. I guess Christians don't watch YouTube. We're the only godless pagans. who call
Well,
ourselves
I
Christians that
think
do.
your typical Christian probably doesn't like us very much. Hey, dim that light down.
That's probably true. That is very bright.
Yeah, it is.
They can't even read it.
Nah. There we go. A little more. You turned it off.
Okay. I'm not
Well,
doing this
apparently there's
right, that's
only-
good. Whoa, right there.
Right there.
All right.
Perfect.
Good.
See, it's live.
I felt like some off the top of my head here. So what do you want to start with?
Goodness.
We can start with the Vivek top 5 again.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So Vivek
It's been a hot minute since
Like
I've
cake.
watched this.
Ramaswamy.
Vivek
Ramaswamy?
Like
Ramaswamy. What is his name?
Ramaswamy.
Ramaswamy. So he's got another top 5 moments from the most recent debate.
Dude is savage.
Yeah.
He's straight up savage.
And I'm going to tell you right now, if he runs in the presidential election,
He'll lose.
we would never vote for him.
Michael
I
vote
mean,
for
I
him,
would.
think.
I probably
I would.
It depends on who's running against. I mean,
If he runs against Trump, no.
Well,
Oh,
at, the,
no, yeah.
at the moment, we have to vote against whoever's running against the Democrats. So
yeah.
I don't know. Chris Christie?
Oh, I wouldn't.
I would vote for Biden.
Oh gosh, Chris Christie's an idiot.
Biden will get enough votes.
Oh yeah, he's got enough
Yeah,
dead people to
you
vote
don't. He
for
doesn't
him.
need your vote.
He don't need your vote.
They were just talking about this
printing
week.
votes right now.
They were just talking about this week about how it was proven now that there were false votes in Arizona. And it's like, nobody cares. Still,
surprise.
3 years later, nobody still cares.
Yeah, we're like,
It's
yeah, we-
proven now that it was either dead people or unregistered people voted. Or there were votes without any identification on them. That's what it was.
And they counted him
and they
anyway.
counted him anyway.
It's done. It's over.
But Carrie Lake kind of disappeared, didn't she?
No, she did not disappear.
Oh,
She's
she's
still
not?
being very, very vocal.
She is-
I would think she's VP contention too.
She could be. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can see that.
I don't think it's going to be Vivek. I don't think it's going to, because I know this just sounds stupid, but you're putting a yard sign in your yard, and it's like Trump, and then like this,
Ramaswamy.
25 syllable word.
Yeah.
It's just not.
Make sure it's working.
It's got to be something catchy. It's got to be something Trump Pence. It's got to be something that kind of flows off the lips. Trump, Trump DeSantis sounds really good. Never happened.
They're not
It's too late.
buddy anymore.
I almost want to say that my little right wing conspiracy theory here is that somebody prodded DeSantis into running. I think DeSantis had the plan. He was going to be VP. Then he would be president after he said his VP. I think somebody, little birdie, come along and said, "Hey, you don't need Trump. You can beat Trump."
Yeah.
Pushed him into the race to split votes.
I think
Because
the reason
what's
why they're still in it is because of this trial. One of the numerous trials that Trump's in. All they're trying to do is get him convicted of sedition,
It's not going
because I think it's one of the amendments to the Constitution and stuff like that. Anybody who's convicted of sedition cannot run for president of the United States, and so that's how they're trying to get him off the ballot.
Right.
And so I think that's what all of the GOP people are doing. They're sitting around waiting for that to see if that happens, because I mean, Trump's the nominee, and so they've got to be thinking he's not going to run.
Yeah.
I mean, the GOP, the debates and everything, that's for the people who think that he's not going to run or be on the ballot. And so that's the only reason. Because anybody would be able to look at it and go, Trump's going to be the nominee.
Yeah. Like I said, but once again, they're thinking the litigation's going to stop him.
Yes, absolutely.
That's the only thing.
100%. That's why Christie's in there.
So there's got to be somebody
Chris Christie.
ready.
Chris Christie. Why is he there? I'll
No
tell you
one
why
knows.
Chris Christie's there. Because people contribute to his campaign, and he doesn't have to work for another 4 years.
He shouldn't have to now. He's got so many.
But they send him money, and he uses that money for his personal expenses. And that's what he does. It's a fundraising thing for him. I mean, I'm going to stand up on the stage and say how much Trump sucks.
That's all he did the entire time.
I hope to be the GOP nominee.
He's never gave any plan for what he's going to do.
No.
It's just, well, Trump did it this way. I wouldn't do it that way. Okay, well, how would you do it? Well, I wouldn't do it like Trump. Okay.
How does he keep getting up on the stage? That's what I don't understand.
Because of his size? Or?
Because you have to have a certain percentage of votes or something like that to be in the debate.
I don't think
No,
so.
at this point, it's until you drop out, I think.
Yeah. I mean, he made it into the big cut, so he just hadn't dropped out yet. I mean, Tim Scott was ahead of him, I believe, when Tim Scott dropped out.
I'm sure he is.
And it's
Or
just
was.
like, and Tim Scott was actually more entertaining to watch because Tim Scott wasn't stupid. I mean, he had some good answers, so he just didn't have the popularity.
All right, I have not seen this, so let's watch
This is good stuff.
the top 5 moments of Vivek in the last debate.
Okay. Do it.
Oh, did I catch you off guard?
Yeah, he's
No,
over there
no.
playing with
No.
settings.
I got you.
And I think that's what people need to know. Nikki is corrupt.
This one comes
woman
later,
will
but it's
send
great.
her kids to die so she can buy a bigger house.
And she just sits there,
Yeah.
stone-faced.
She's
the
got
You
whole
want
time.
somebody who's going to speak truth to power, then vote for somebody who's going to speak the truth to you. Why am I the only person on the stage, at least, who can say that January 6th now does look like it was an inside job? That the government lied to us for 20 years about Saudi Arabia's involvement in 9/11? That the
Ooh.
Great Replacement theory is not some grand right-wing conspiracy theory, but a basic statement of the Democratic Party's platform. That the 2020 election was indeed stolen by big tech. That the 2016 election, the one that Trump won for sure, was also one that was stolen from him by the national security establishment that actually put up the Trump-Russia.
Okay, that's enough.
Okay.
There's a reason why I'm the only person
That'll
on
do
the
it,
stage
sir.
who can
Thank
say
you.
these things. That's what it's going to take, not people who are licking his boots one time and now Monday morning quarterbacking and criticizing when it's convenient.
He's such a killer.
Okay,
man.
pause it.
This is a very
He's a killer.
There's a lot to talk about there.
He is an absolute killer.
Oh, okay.
How's he get away with that?
Because he doesn't.
How did they?
Backing him.
How is this VOD still available with him talking
I
like
have
that?
no idea.
Okay, does he know something I don't know? Because I've always thought that January 6th was an inside job.
Well, I mean, just think evidence continues to come out.
Yeah, every day there's
You even heard
release
Rita.
more
You even
and
heard
more of that.
Rita talking about that the other night. Yeah.
Well, I think actually they're going to find out that sometime that's going to be released, and we're going to find out that like 50% of the people who were there were actually government plants,
Yeah.
and that it was all orchestrated to happen. 100%. It was orchestrated to happen. They wanted it to happen
Yes, 100% they did.
because they thought, and that's what, and I can honestly say this, as God is my witness, I can honestly say this. I would say the same thing if it was people from Antifa. You got people who have been in prison for over 2 years. The Constitution guarantees you a speedy trial. Put these people on trial. And if you don't have anything to use against them, then let them go.
That's why they're not putting them on trial.
Because they don't have
They've
anything.
got
Because
nothing.
what they're trying to do is they're trying to send a message. If you cross us, if you talk about us, if you bring up something that we don't like, we're going to put you in prison. We're going to lock the door, throw away the key, and nobody will hear from you and we'll destroy your life.
Yeah.
And that they're sending a message. That's what they're trying to do. This whole thing. I mean, seriously, they put a dead police officer, God rest his soul, in the rotunda and claimed that he had been beaten to death by Trump supporters. And it was a lie. It was a 100% lie, and they freaking knew it was a lie.
Yeah, they ran with it, and they never apologized for it.
And they never apologized for it. And the Democrats released a freaking bioweapon to stop Trump in the election. Don't think they wouldn't throw your kids in a meat grinder to get what they want.
No, 100%. Yeah,
These people are capable of anything. And I put the Bushes right in there with them.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I don't put Bill Clinton in there.
I think Bill Clinton, in my personal opinion, he was the last
True Democrat.
president that had a mind of his own. That I don't think he was being puppeted. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But his other half was.
His other half was, yeah. But I think Bill Clinton was probably one of the last true presidents that acted on his own judgment.
He would be
ran the country.
he would be a moderate today.
Oh, 100%.
Borderline.
Yeah.
Right center.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He would be. Now his wife would throw you in a wood chipper.
Yes, she would.
They call it arcanicide. You know.
He didn't even want his wife back then, so I mean.
But we're going to find out some stuff, and I hope I live long enough to see it. We're just going to find out a lot of things that we thought just happened were actually orchestrated, planned by our government.
It's scary to think.
Don't trust your government.
No, not for a
at
second.
all. I mean,
But the thing is when stuff comes out, nobody cares. Like they've all but said, "Hey, we have aliens in our possession," and nobody cares.
Everybody's like, eh.
that is really weird.
Like nobody's interested.
So, matter
in
of
it.
fact, there
or
is
it's just being squashed everywhere.
Part of the trial is actually live on YouTube as we speak,
And it's probably nobody watching.
and
it.
I tuned into it because I was like, oh look, and there were 700 people watching it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how is this not?
What trial?
So they have the whatever you call them, the not defendants, the witnesses. There's a couple bigger guys in government that have come out and said that these things are real and all this stuff. So they're in front of the certain members of Congress right now.
Yep.
Kind of giving their testimony and stuff to what all this is and how it comes about. But they got to be very careful to what they can and can't say because they still have a lot of stuff that's
I'm sure other stuff's still
classified.
classified.
They can't.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a trial going on right now. Nobody knows about it.
I think it's just a trend. If the government tells you something, your immediate reaction is it's not true.
I believed in aliens until the government.
I
comes out and said
believed
they're
in
real. I'm like,
aliens.
no, they're not.
Until the government came out and said,
Yeah, they're fake.
it's like, no,
Yeah, what
they
else
don't
we got?
exist.
Wow.
They don't. Because that would be like the biggest story of all time.
It should have been, but it wasn't.
But it wasn't. It's like nobody cares
I think
because nobody believes it's true.
and you had these people on TikTok, and it's funny because they'd make fun of it because they're like, "Oh, aliens are real. Oh, they're gonna help me pay my bills, huh? Are they
Yeah.
gonna help me make my electric payment? Yeah, because I'm out here. I got to work 2 jobs. You know what I mean? Like people are so caught up in life now, they're like, I don't care anymore. Maybe they'll
do
come
I
back
have to
and
pay for their cell phone to give them free housing?
exactly.
Oh, wrong alien. You know, talk about that.
Yeah, true.
Undocumented
Undocumented
person
Yeah.
like that freaking guy who killed that 16-year-old cheerleader in Texas. Man, I am just close the freaking border.
And
It should be one murder, and we should say, oh, it's closed.
I believe he's going to talk about that. If one of these points hits what he was on,
I think he talks about the borders again.
I think he does.
And he
too.
talks about Saudi Arabia's involvement in 9/11, which,
Yeah.
by the way, was another thing your government
Oh,
was
man.
doing.
Gosh.
And
Well, he was touching on the fact that we were more involved with 9/11 than
Yeah.
what they're putting on.
yeah.
That's what he said just now.
Well, yeah, he was saying the Saudis, but then he
yeah,
kinda
but,
led into the fact
but Dick
that-
Cheney's another wood chipper guy.
Oh gosh,
and seriously, and Dick Cheney, I can't believe I voted for the Bushes.
I
I just
know.
can't believe.
I know. I mean,
Gosh. I mean, look at who's run. Look at what we've had to
but
run.
wasn't Al Gore running against him?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah, that was a lose-lose situation.
I know.
there.
But look who the Republicans have put up. I'm not a Republican, okay? I'm an independent. When they call me, I say, quit freaking calling me.
Yeah, I don't want.
I
your
don't want to.
money.
I give money to individual candidates. I don't give money to the Republican Party.
Yeah.
John McCain, Mitt Romney. This is who we've ran.
Gosh, Mitt Romney.
Yeah.
The Bushes, McCain, and Romney.
Yeah.
The biggest rhinos who's ever existed on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
That's who we ran. And then Trump runs and wins
Yeah.
because he wasn't a rhino.
Nope.
You know, he's still, since you talked about parties there and how you're not Republican, but
I hate the Republicans just
but you're
the
independent,
Democrats.
and he has refused to take part in Republican debates. What is it? Does he come out as a different party? Does he come out as a?
No, Trump is the MAGA. party.
But
Trump is
could we
MAGA,
see
like,
somebody run as an independent
Well,
and
that's
win for
what,
the first time ever?
It may be that. That's a great point. It
Kennedy's
may be
running-
these guys are actually running for the Republican candidacy.
And
no, I don't think so because Kennedy's actually running independent
Hmm.
because the Democrats wouldn't take him.
But independent's not necessarily.
So
I don't know if you have to run just one independent.
yeah, there's only one. I believe there's only one on the ballot.
Really?
Is there not?
He'll just run MAGA party.
then typically there's
Yeah,
only
that's what
one.
I'm saying. He just needs to create his own party and call it MAGA or whatever, and move
Because the
on.
Republican National Convention may not get behind him.
Oh
Yeah.
no, they won't.
They may not.
They won't. They didn't want to the first time.
It's Mitt Romney's niece or something who's
Yeah,
running it.
Gosh, yeah.
And Mitt Romney hates Trump.
he's made fun of her a couple of times too.
Oh, did he?
Oh,
Ronald
yeah.
Daniel, or whatever her name is. Oh, yeah, that's the one he told her to come up and resign, which he should have,
Yeah.
because we were supposed to have a red wave several years ago.
Oh,
nothing
it never
that happened.
Yeah.
And she's
She
totally
took over and it
incompetent.
fell on her face. Yeah.
But she's one of those people that they're Republican, and then when you put them in office, all of a sudden they're not. And then when they leave their post, they all head to CNN and PMS, NBC for gigs.
Yep.
I mean, serious.
It's crazy.
Thanks to Rush Limbaugh. God rest his soul.
Oh, yeah. We miss him.
Oh, gosh, I miss Rush Limbaugh. Oh, I miss him. All right, I don't want to talk about that. I'll get misty. What else did he say? You say anything else?
Not yet.
He's about to.
We're taking our time.
I can't wait till he.
Family. I wanted to take actually a minute to recognize my wife who's here today.
Yeah.
Badass surgeon. She did a bunch of cases with cancer
This is good here.
survivors earlier today. Flew here to be tonight. We'll be back at 7 a.m. in Columbus, Ohio tomorrow, taking care of those patients in the OR. And on the front lines of people who have actually not swallowed for years. And here's what's something that's awful that's happening in our healthcare system. They'll pay for anything like feeding tubes, doctors to be pill pushers, but for the procedures that can actually make these patients better, we have a broken healthcare system that doesn't pay for it. My wife Apoorva, in many cases, does not get paid for those procedures. She does them anyway because it's the right thing to do. But that does not work system-wide. So here's the answer. We don't have a healthcare system in this country. We have a sick care system.
Yep.
We need to start having diverse insurance options in a competitive marketplace that cover actual health, preventative medicine, diet, exercise, lifestyle, and otherwise. And here's how we deliver that. End the antitrust exemptions for health insurance companies. That's where the competitive marketplace begins.
Next
That's crony
question's for you.
capitalism, and that's the answer.
All right.
He's a baller, man.
I mean, our healthcare system is in shambles.
Our health. I
It's very
agree with
broken.
him on the whole pill pusher thing. That's all they want to do anymore.
Yeah, it
Oh,
seems
well,
to be the
here's
answer.
your symptoms. Well, here's these pill people were in here last week giving us free dinners and free lunches and all this stuff. So, well, let's just write you a script for this.
And that's not new. I mean, we've saw
Yeah,
that
they-
for 20 years
yeah,
now.
they've
It's
done
like
it forever.
you have this symptom, so take this pill. Oh, and that pill is going to cause this side
Symptom,
effect.
right.
So you need to take this one
this
too.
pill, yeah.
yeah.
And the people who work in healthcare, the nurses are top notch,
Oh yeah,
and
absolutely.
they're good people. But it's bad. I mean, I've seen people just sent home. Some
Well-
people sent home and he died, and you don't want to think the worst, but you're like, was he sent home because his insurance wasn't good enough?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I
And
mean,
it's just
we have
like-
a good friend who just
Yeah.
had surgery, and they carted him out like the next day.
Oh yeah.
He had open heart surgery.
They don't leave you in a hospital because you're taking up space.
Well, and it's just like the whole
Yep.
process. We've watched for a year and a half now his process, and it was like, oh, you're sick, but you're not sick enough for us to do this operation yet. You have to your mass has to get larger. You have to get sicker before we can work on you. And then when it was time to work on you, you're like, oh, we changed our mind. We do something different. It's like they were running him through the processes that his insurance company was going to pay
Yep,
for.
Absolutely.
Like they were taking tests that they'd taken a month before,
Right.
because it's one they know insurance is going to pay for. But that operation you got to be extra sick before you can have that.
Yep.
Right.
Isn't that sad?
Yeah.
And it's not the local doctors either. It's
No,
Well, it's getting worse.
It's these
That's-
big conglomerates that are out there.
well, it's
Yeah.
getting
We have
worse.
one near us,
Yeah.
and
Oh, when you say local, you talk about here in town, but yeah. So we came from a city north of here where IU Health was taking over. It was your only option. So they monopolized the market, they set their own prices, and we came down here, and it wasn't like that 4 years ago. But now, we can say Deaconess is like that down here now. You can't hardly go anywhere that's not Deaconess.
No, they control everything.
Yeah.
Now, every clinic that you see that pops up,
Yeah.
they control it.
Yep.
And
They're even in control of our little doctor's office here in town.
It's technically
True.
speaking, yeah.
because they were all mask crazy, and she enforced it as well as long as they did.
Yeah, because she had to.
Because she had to. And when they stopped doing it, then she stopped.
Yeah.
In a normal small town, they would just be like, "Screw that, we're not doing
Yeah,
it."
we're
If
not
it was
doing
an independent doctor,
Yeah.
If it was like the old days where he was used to be, it would have been like, come on in.
come on in,
Who cares?
we're fine.
Yeah.
Excuse me while I smoke a pack of Marlboros while I'm doing.
Yep.
I had a doctor who smoked. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
That was old school. But you just see it. I mean, I went through the Rona, and I went to the hospital, and they were basically like, "Good luck," and that's it.
Once you tested positive, they're like, "Get out of here." Yeah.
$800.
And they didn't
For
even
the
try
test.
to treat
The
your
test was supposed to be
symptoms.
free.
Yeah, but they didn't even try to treat your symptoms. That's what
They
made
sent you
me.
home.
They didn't even give me anything.
It's
I
like-
just like, give me a shot
Yeah,
of
give me
steroid or something.
steroid or an antibiotic or something.
Give me something. They
And
were
they're
just
like, there's nothing we can do, and it's like you can lessen the symptoms. Like, come on.
seriously,
Let's not-
I was being pushed out in a wheelchair because I could not hardly walk, and I walked by the desk, and she said, "Good luck,
It's like thanks. Yeah.
thanks."
This we have a live chat here that says even before COVID, I had a hard time trusting doctors and the insurance. I respect my primary care physician, but
Right.
not the respected, well-known doctors at big hospitals.
I agree.
100%.
My PC is fantastic. I
Yeah.
love him. He sit down, he talks with you, he tries to figure stuff out.
Right.
But I agree. Yeah.
Our doctor here is a good doctor.
Yeah. And
Don't-
there are good doctors.
Yeah.
But once again,
I
a
have
lot of
found that any doctor that has chest hair coming out of the top of their scrubs, don't trust.
Oh my!
I don't know. It's creepy. It's creepy.
Is it?
It's like
So are you
wear
looking-
a T-shirt underneath?
Are
or
you
something.
looking down there, or are they leaving it open?
No,
What
it's
is-
just like popping out.
Oh,
It's like,
Excuse
dude.
me. Can you unbutton your top button so I can?
No, it's because
Oh,
the scrubs
you're
come
creepy.
down a little bit. Most of the time, doctors wear like, and that dude. I'm dying of COVID. That's the only thing I can remember. It's like, dude, really?
It's the last thing
Seriously,
you see before you die.
why don't you just come in here with a wife beater on? I mean, wear a T-shirt underneath that thing. Good gosh.
Last thing you see before you die. That's good stuff.
Yeah, I don't. I'm serious. I've been healthy. I don't want to go to the hospital.
Nah.
No.
I don't want to go to
That's the
nursing
last
home
place
either.
I don't want to be.
If I get to the point, I told my wife, if I get to the point where I need to go to nursing
Oh,
home,
we'll
just
shoot you. Don't worry.
yeah, put me in a car, or I'll just go over to Iran and preach the gospel on the street corner.
There you go. That'd be a good way to go.
It would be a good way to go. If they don't torture me first. Yeah, that'd be,
They will. But
that's true.
let's see what else he's got to say.
Foreign policy experience is not the same as foreign policy wisdom. I want everybody at home to know that I was the first person to say we need a reasonable peace deal in Ukraine. Now a lot of the neocons are quietly coming along to that position, with the exceptions of Nikki Haley and Joe Biden, who still support
This is
what I
great
believe
right
is
here. Watch.
pointless war in Ukraine. And I think those with foreign policy experience, one thing that Joe Biden and Nikki Haley have in common is that neither of them could even state for you 3 provinces in eastern Ukraine that they want to send our troops to actually fight for. Look at that. This is what I want
at her
people to
face.
understand. These people have, I mean, she has no idea what the hell the names of those provinces are, but she wants to send our sons and daughters and our
Look at
troops
DeSantis.
and our military equipment to go
He's
fight.
so uncomfortable.
So reject this myth that they've been selling you that somebody had a cup of coffee stint at the UN and then makes $8 million after, has real foreign policy experience. It takes an outsider to see this through. Look at the blank expression. She doesn't know the names of the provinces that she wants to actually fight for. And
She
there's
knows
a
it, too.
puppet
Look
master
at
right
her.
there.
And there's their puppet masters up there. He said,
The donors are out there. Boo.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That was, DeSantis did step back. He was like, I don't want any part of this,
Yeah, he's
man.
like, I don't want to be in this.
he
This is
felt really
uncomfortable.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, this is uncomfortable.
He makes a point. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, she wants to send our sons and daughters over there to die, but she doesn't even know where it's at.
Yeah.
I told my son, I said, you won't go to Ukraine.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'll send you, but you won't go there. I mean, I don't know what country would take you, but you're not going to go fight in this war.
Yeah.
There's no way. If anybody threatens the United States and what we're doing, then
Yeah.
he'll be with me.
Yeah, I'll go with you.
I'll be
Let's
standing
go.
right beside him.
Yeah.
But
For another,
not this.
another country's war.
Yeah.
Because Ukraine's got papers, and they've got Joe Biden's name on them, and they've got incriminating evidence about all the stuff that he's done, because he did a lot of stuff, dirty stuff in Ukraine, and they've got it on him, and that's why he keeps pushing this.
Yeah.
100%.
Makes you wonder why Nikki Haley's pushing it so
I know
hard.
she's a neocon.
Yeah,
It's all about making money. She's part of a defense contractor.
that's true.
They build the bombs. They make money. That's how they do it. They make money from war. That's why how Dick Cheney got millions, because he was invested in Halliburton and all these other organizations. Halliburton's not necessarily, well, I guess they do profit from war. But Halliburton was going to come in afterwards and set up all these things and get access to all that oil. It was all about money. And it just breaks my heart for all of these mothers and fathers who sent their sons and daughters over there to die. And they died nobly, and they were, God bless them for their valor and their courage. But we just got to stop sending our kids over and dying on foreign soil for these greedy bastards that are in Washington.
Yeah. And other people's.
It's all about. Can you imagine just wanting to kill somebody's son or daughter just so you can make $1 million?
Yeah.
The bad thing is, yeah, they do it.
They do it without even thinking about it.
Over. Yeah, they don't care.
Evil people, not bad people. Evil, and there's a difference.
There's a big difference.
There's ignorant people. There's people who do stuff because they don't really know any better.
What are you pulling up there?
And then there's just evil people. What are you doing? I'm sitting here talking.
I'm listening to you.
Hey,
I'm just working
he's
at the same
distracting
time.
us.
We got people commenting on what we're saying. and
Okay, I just
Sorry.
I
got
like
people following the channel, and I'm just trying to keep up.
I like this.
The climate agenda is a hoax.
I know. We talked about this. We've got a short up about this at the moment.
I want to get him on Broalition.
Oh, I don't think we can swing that.
Vivek might do it.
I want to get him on here.
I mean, all 5 of our viewers.
We're going to need another phone broadcast in here to pull.
Yeah, we're going to have multiple phones in here.
Got no interwebs down here.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Here we go.
Nobody knows if he's a plant or not.
Yeah.
That's the sticking thing in the back of my mind, because there is video evidence of him out there participating in Democrat dinners, conversations.
Yeah, but we would have been right. We would have been with Bush and all them back in the day, and I would have been supporting them. And I look back at that going,
that's a very good point.
well, that was dumb. So, maybe it's
This guy, I don't know if he's if
he's a plant, he's the greatest plant.
he's the greatest plant ever of all time.
Because this dude is a monster. I mean, he's going after these people left and right. Like,
but the cojones on this guy, just to say these are the things you cannot talk about. And he's like, I'm going to talk about all of them.
I don't know. I think he probably gets the people that are extreme right or further right than most. I don't think he gets the conservatives.
you don't think he does?
Nah,
Really?
I don't think so.
Now, once again, it depends on
What do you mean?
who's in the final pool.
What does that mean?
Like you just said, you wouldn't vote for him. You're a staunch conservative.
If Trump doesn't run, I'd vote for him.
Oh, okay.
If he's
I don't know.
if he's a Republican candidate pick,
Right.
yes, 100%.
I'm not saying if it's between him and Trump, I'm voting for Trump. But if it's just him, I'm gonna vote for him. Even though I like DeSantis too.
DeSantis is such a rhino, though. Man, he's such a rhino.
You just don't. But the thing is, you just don't know how these people are once they get what they're going to be like once they get to Washington.
I mean, and that's the bad thing. DeSantis has done a fantastic job in Florida. I won't argue that a bit. But just ever since he's been on this campaign trail, it's just not been good. He's just taking L's left and right.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing is, Vivek here, he's awesome.
He is awesome,
He says what I want to hear. That's maybe I
want
like him so much.
I want to believe,
I want to believe.
but I'm just like, man, I don't know.
I just think I'd have the older Republicans would have a hard time voting for him. You know what I mean?
38 years old.
Guys in their 80s and in their 90s. A, he's
Right.
young, and B, his name is Vivek.
right.
A lot of the older people are going to be like,
I
don't even know.
And we're all racist. We can't vote
I
for
think
people
there's
of
a
color.
percentage of the population, racist or not, that would have an issue with his
that.
nationality.
Yeah, I think so too.
Why?
I just think that those people are out there. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I just think it will be an issue.
I'm used to them. They own every gas station within a 40-mile radius.
And they
They
do
do.
a great job with the gas stations. All I'm saying.
They do. They really
They
do.
done bought up all our shells in Evansville and then swapping the gas.
Yeah, no, they're changing the shells.
Yes, they
Ooh,
are.
look at That. But,
Even though I did find out what they did. They go to Sam's, load up a big trailer full of soft drinks, bring them back here, sell them at the store, and mark them up like 200%.
Yeah, they're not dumb. They don't have that.
I mean, it's not dumb. It's capitalism.
That's
Praise
right.
God.
That's right. That's how it works. All right, I'll see what he says about this.
Wow,
This is going to be good.
He'd probably be getting votes from people who are fed up, but it depends on who else runs.
Yeah,
Or
I
whoever
agree.
says.
I mean, he's kind of the candidate out of all the Republican candidates up there. He's the one that sticks out as
Yeah, I just want somebody who
not
can
like
win.
the rest of them.
I
Yeah.
want somebody who can win.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if, depending on the legitimacy of the election, maybe nobody can, but
We'll see.
we're allowed to say that now.
Yeah. Oh, can we?
I think so.
I'll use this to just address a topic we didn't talk about tonight, but I think is one of the most important topics that needs to be discussed. That is this climate change agenda that is shackling this country like a set of handcuffs. I said at the first debate, and I stand by it. The climate change agenda is a hoax because it has nothing to do with the climate.
Yeah.
That's what we have to see. 98% reduction in the climate disaster-related deaths in the last century. 8 times as many people are going to die of cold temperatures this year than warm ones. Yet against that backdrop, there's an issue coming up in Iowa. It's core to Iowa farmers.
Oh, wait till he says right here.
Kathy Stockdale and other farmers who are about to have a carbon capture pipeline built across their land using eminent domain to do it. That's unconstitutional and it's wrong. And if you thought COVID was bad, what's coming with this climate agenda is far worse. We should not be bending the knee to this new religion. That is what it is.
he
It is
said
a
it.
He said it.
Call it a religion. Yep.
We are flogging ourselves and losing our modern way of life, bowing to this new god of climate, and that will end on my watch.
Thank
it's
you,
the most critical
Ambassador
issue
Haley.
that's coming up.
It is a
did
religion.
He said it.
You make them freaking lose their mind when you say that.
He said it too. He didn't care.
It is. It's a worship of Mother Earth.
Mm-hmm.
It is. And I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Why are we not making any progress in space exploration if everybody thinks the world's going to end? Why are we not looking at another planet we can inhabit? No, there's no effort whatsoever.
If everybody really thinks that the
If you
planet's gonna
really
end in
think
10
it's
years,
going to end, why aren't we doing something about
yeah,
that?
they should be on Mars.
They're
right
not.
now.
They're flying around their private jets. They don't
Yeah.
give a flying flip.
No.
Well, and it's like I said, it seems like Elon's kind of given up his effort to get to Mars, has he? We were supposed to be there in 2020, and I
Like
haven't
said,
heard anything
have
about it for a
I have
while.
conspiracy
Yeah, he hasn't
theories
talked
about
about it
that,
now.
but that's
Yeah.
for another.
It's like if you they get on there and be like, it's going to end. What's wrong with you people? And it's like there's no effort whatsoever to build these big arcs to none of us will be on it. They're going to let us die.
So yeah,
But
well,
to build these big arcs to take these people to these new planets out there.
Yeah.
Starfield has really opened my eyes to all this stuff. It's
that's where it's coming from.
well, I mean, seriously, because the whole premise behind Starfield is that we destroyed the Earth's magnetosphere from doing grav drives, and so they started building all these things in order to get everybody off to a new planet. And here nobody's even trying,
Yeah.
and so they're just like,
Well, they probably know that we can't leave the planet.
Do. I was going to say it, but you said it first.
aliens won't
so.
let us.
Oh.
Well, either the aliens are going to shoot us down, we'll get stopped by the firmament, or what's the other one? There's another one in there too. I'm not sure what it is, but
Yeah, I don't know. Or we're scared of what's on the dark side of the moon when we fly by.
Well,
Transformers.
okay. You talking about wood chipper people? The climate people, they're wood chipper people. They
Yeah,
will
they are.
they will put you and your family in a wood chipper to save.
Oh,
the
yeah, to save the planet. Yeah.
100%.
And you know what's crazy about it, and nobody likes it when I say this? The Christian standpoint on this is this planet's going to last exactly as long as God wanted it to.
Yeah.
No matter what we
And
do
the new
about
heaven,
it.
New heaven, new earth is going to be restored, and
Yeah.
New
They don't get
Jerusalem's
it.
going to come down and be here. The planet's not going anywhere
Yeah.
because Scripture says it's not going to go anywhere. We're going to be here,
Yeah.
and so that's one of the reasons why I'm against it. Secondly, I can't destroy anything unless God wants it destroyed. I can't destroy the planet if God doesn't want it destroyed.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be destroyed when he wants it to be.
Yeah,
Not because we don't recycle our plastic.
I think these
How
people,
dare you?
these people really feel like my wife gets so tired of me talking about it because sometimes we'll just, you know how it is, we'll drive around and you'll just drive and there's nothing. And South Dakota, we went out there for vacation for an entire week. She just heard about it. Heard me say, how in the world can people believe in global, that we're what parasites?
Overpopulation,
We're
yeah.
parasites on the earth.
Yeah.
Because you would drive to South Dakota and you wouldn't see nobody, nothing for miles. There's places in outer Mongolia you can drive 1,000 miles and see nothing.
Yeah.
And it's these people who live in these little boxes on top of one another,
Well,
and
yeah,
side
so
by
people live in the
side.
big cities that are like, it's overpopulated.
Right, and they
Well,
go out there and everybody's shoulder to shoulder. There's concrete everywhere, and they think that's the rest of the world. And it's
Yeah.
like, that's like 4% of the world.
Yeah.
The rest of the world is trees and fuzzy bunnies and unicorns and happiness everywhere. I can go out on my back porch and not just pee, I can take a dump on my back porch and nobody will ever see me. And that shapes them, though. They live in these little cubicles their entire life, and that's the way they think. We're destroying the planet because look at all these people who were here. No, you got all these people in one location.
Yeah. Go drive through South Dakota. See
it's
how
really
that works out for you.
drive through Southern Illinois. I mean, it's just like,
yeah.
you know how it is.
Drive through Southern Indiana. I mean, we have little towns here and there, but I mean, there's
It's just
large
it's nothing.
spaces of field
And
between.
trees as far as the eye can see.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I really believe, like, we need to talk sometime about oil. I think the oil's reproducing.
It has to be, right?
I can't think of the theory. I can't think
you
of
mean
what
it's
it's
not
actually
dinosaur
called.
bones? Come on now.
Well,
And we're not running out. I mean, that's the
I
real
know.
issue.
when somebody says fossil fuels, I'm like, okay, next subject. Let's talk
Next
about something else.
subject.
Well, we're not running out because the Earth is constantly reproducing it. So we're never going to run out of it.
It's like water. Is there a finite amount of water on the Earth?
I think so.
And it just
Just
kinda
recycles.
so I'm drinking my ancestors' pee
Well, I mean, here's the thing.
at some point in time.
I mean, it's a completely different topic.
Heavily
but
filtered, probably.
How do we make more water?
I don't know. I'm not a chemist.
It's just always here
When God cries,
when God cries.
Oh.
it's the rain.
Oh my gosh, that's why it's raining more.
I think I slapped a snot out of somebody who said that. Literally, I would just not that I would want to. It would just be
it's like in
reaction.
in all of our advancements in science, can we make water?
I have no idea. Where's Bill Nye the Science Guy at?
I don't know.
He doesn't know either. Check that out.
Bill Nye, the science guy, who's actually an expert on all this stuff and has high school
I don't know.
Yeah, he's like a high school
PE
janitor
teacher
or something.
education or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nothing against those people; they're fine people.
No, still higher education than what I have. So
Nick Eagles corrupt.
Nikki, go.
Oh,
Yeah,
gosh.
imagine that.
I question her authenticity. And I think that's deeper here. We were just talking about the trans issue. This is a symptom of a deeper cancer in American life, identity politics. This new religion that says your race, your gender, and your sexuality are your identity. It is anti-American. It is meritocratic. It's anti-meritocratic, and it is dividing this country to a breaking point. And I've spoken about this to the left. My books are all about this. I've preached this to the left, but it's even worse when Republicans try to play the same game. We're talking about that trans issue. Nikki Haley's campaign launch video sounded like a woke Dylan Mulvaney Bud Light ad, talking about how she would kick in heels. At the first
Look
debate,
at her.
she said that only a woman can get this job done.
She's
That's what she said.
embarrassed. I love it.
After the third debate, when I criticized Ronna McDaniel after 5 failed years of leadership of this party, and criticized Nikki for her corrupt foreign dealings as a military contractor, she said that I have a woman problem. Nikki, I don't have a woman problem. You have a corruption problem, and I think that's what people need to know. Nikki is corrupt. This is a woman who will send her kids to die so she can buy a bigger house.
Yeah.
This is the problem. Using identity politics more effectively than Kamala Harris is a
No.
form of intellectual.
And look at DeSantis again.
He's a
puppet masters wielding their puppet right up here tonight. This is how this game is played. The puppet masters put up their puppet, and I reject the use of identity politics in this party. It has been a cancer coming from the left, and I'm sick and tired of the double standards the people of this country are too. Having 2 X chromosomes does not immunize you from criticism.
he's just a
Good gracious.
beast, man. You know
He's
what would be
a-
awesome?
He's
I
a
would like to-
monster, man.
I would like
He's
to-
worse than Trump.
I would like to see him and Trump go at it.
I think he's a bigger mouth than Trump.
I
yeah.
think he is too, but I would like to see him and Trump debate. I
He's
think it would be
more
great.
hardcore than Trump.
He would give Trump a run for his money.
I mean, Trump would just say Nikki Haley's a fat cow.
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
what
he'd
he
get
would
up there and
do.
be like,
That's how you know.
yeah, he'd get up there and be like, Ron DeSantis, you're gay.
Yeah.
And everybody would laugh, and it would be a good time. He's
Wrong.
just,
and you are fake news.
you are fake news.
That's probably what he said. I'm not answering any of your questions out there because you guys are from CNN or whatever.
Yeah.
Are-
He's not afraid to tackle the tough ones.
It's
Like,
cool that he got booed. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Because it really,
Because you know, all those people in that audience are all donors.
Were they booing?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh
they
my
were.
gosh, did you hear that? Dude?
Yeah.
I thought maybe I couldn't tell it.
Because that's
was a
when he was talking
boo.
about her.
Maybe
Oh,
it
it
was
was booze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when he talked about her puppet masters.
Yeah, he
Oh.
said your little puppet master donors out here who propped you up or who put you up there.
Well, I mean, look at the venue though.
the neocons
Yeah,
have to.
it's like-
The neocons always have to run somebody, and the neocons, for I can't think of an exact definition of them, but they're very pro-war, and they're very this industrial complex that builds itself on the lives of young men and women just to buy a bigger house. That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
And they are her she is their candidate. She is the Bush.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because DeSantis isn't that one. DeSantis isn't that
DeSantis is not that one.
one. No, he's not that
No,
guy.
he's not that one at all.
No.
But she
I-
is.
I still think he's a rhino to a degree, but I don't think he's in that camp.
Well, but we don't. He hasn't given any evidence that he is. But we're so gun shy now.
I know, but he's...
We are, because we have just been disappointed by candidate after candidate after candidate who gets up here and says, "I'm going to do this," and then they go off to Washington and do the exact opposite. Dan
Which
Crenshaw comes to mind.
Yeah, what happened
Adam
to him?
Kinzinger, who went up there as a Republican and came back a freaking diehard, not left-leaning liberal, full-blown liberal.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
they do it all the time. They go up there.
What happened to Crenshaw?
Well, I mean, he's not. There's some things. I mean,
Like-
he's got been called out on it. He's kind of.
I think he
he's
got a
been
little
quiet
gray.
here lately.
What did
Little
he do with the
wishy-washy.
eye patch?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he got
Yeah.
a little wishy-washy on some certain issues. I'm not going to bring him up, but he got in some trouble with his former Navy SEALs too. They kind of went after him. So that's another story. We'll hit that some other time.
I'm telling you, if it
I like him.
is Vivek versus any Democrat, it's Vivek all the way. But if I have to pick between Vivek and Trump, I don't know. I would just go with Trump because I know he stands a better chance of winning.
He does. He absolutely does.
I hate playing that game, though. That seems like that's the game I play every single election cycle. I got to pick, well, I don't really like them, but I got to pick them because they're better than the other one. You know what I mean? Like, I really like Vivek. He would be my choice.
I do too.
But he's not going to win against Trump.
But I don't
just
know if
not.
I like him any more than Trump. No, I don't think so. I mean, you got to understand.
Maybe you
though-
come back to this plant thing, though. You're concerned that maybe he was a plant. And if that's true, how much attention does he take away from Trump right now?
Right now, I don't think he's taking very much at all. As of right now. Now, if he became the top pick, maybe. But right now, I don't even think his numbers are that good. I don't even think he's pulling
No.
near what DeSantis is.
I'm a conspiracy realist, so I always think my government's up to something.
Mm-hmm.
True.
And any government that would fake an insurrection at the Capitol and release a bioweapon on its own people and send brave young men and women off to die just so they can make money has no problem putting a plant
Oh, yeah.
up there,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
because the things that he says are almost like, yeah, get up there and say this. And you'll really get the old dog whistle
Yeah.
going there. And
But see, that's almost my play with DeSantis. And like I said, DeSantis did a great job in Florida. But the only reason he's there is because of Trump. And I think somebody along the way pushed DeSantis out and said, "You can do it, buddy. You can beat Trump. You can be the man." Kind of thing.
I don't know. The way he looked at
And
he just steps back and be like, man, I can't believe this guy's saying this stuff.
yeah, I think somebody pushed DeSantis. I think he would have been a fantastic VP for Trump. I think he could have been the yin to the yang in that scenario. It's over now. That's not going to happen.
I don't want to be the Debbie Downer about all this stuff. I don't know if Trump will even make it on the ballot, and I mean that in the worst possible way.
Yeah.
That somebody will try to take him out.
I mean, right now, he's choosing to not be part of these debates, right? It's
He
a
doesn't
choice.
have to be. He doesn't
yeah.
have to.
Yeah, he doesn't have to do this debate. I mean,
And Vivek is benefiting from that because if Trump did run, Vivek would have to go against Trump,
yes, and that would hurt him.
and that would hurt him.
Yes,
That would
I
hurt him a
agree.
lot. Right now, he gets to shine. He's Trump Jr., and so he gets to shine up
that's
there.
the thing. He's Trump in this.
He is.
Like people
Yeah.
see him and view him as
This is what it was,
Trump.
2016. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a
It's like,
younger Trump.
here's the guy that comes out and wow, he says what he wants. You know, just like Trump. Trump came out and said what he wanted. So,
But Trump paid way for these people.
oh yeah,
Because 8 years ago, 10 years ago, 12 years ago, you wouldn't have somebody with the cojones to get up there and say this stuff.
well, you wouldn't have anybody that didn't have any political experience up there either.
Right. You'd have
know
all
what I
four
mean?
of them up there, and they would all sound
Exactly.
like moderate Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
And now you've got this guy who he's more right-wing than I am. Which, how do you go from, I'm going to hang out, I'm going to go to these private little dinners and hang out with the Democrat candidates for president, to this right-wing, just vitriol spewing
Maybe
guy that he is right now. I don't know.
maybe I don't know. Kids. He's got 2 little kids. Maybe kids can open up a world to you. That
All
you didn't
kids
see
can
before.
change you unless you're a dink.
So
Oh,
that's a good.
what a segue!
That's a good
Oh my
segue.
gosh,
Do you know where the dink thing is at?
I do.
Which I still, I've never heard of this.
You never
before.
heard of dinks?
I've never heard of dinks. I
As
didn't
much
even
as
know-
you're on TikTok and all this stuff, you've never
you
heard
would
of
think
dinks.
I'd heard. My TikTok is heavily formulated to my likes, so it's either cars.
well, now it's going to be
or
dinks because your
guns.
phone has heard
The
it.
Babylon Bee is fantastic because they did a thing on the dinks,
Yeah.
and they had a group called the Oinks.
Oh my.
Mormons, and they called them Oinks. 1 income, 9 kids. They're brilliant. So Michael Knowles is going to talk about these dinks. If you don't know who dinks are, it's double income, no kids. And they're putting these videos out of talking about all the fantastic things that they could do since
If
they don't have kids.
Yeah.
Right.
It's also killing the population, but let's just see what it says.
Okay.
Just went viral for bragging about the dink lifestyle.
so
We're dinks. We're gonna get
dumb.
asked daily when we plan on having kids.
We're dinks. Of course we're gonna go out to eat every night after work.
We're dinks. We don't have to ask our family for financial help or to watch our kid when we want to go out.
We're dinks. We're gonna go to Costco and buy all the snacks in bulk that we want.
We're dinks. We have disposable income to spend on whatever we would like and don't have to spend on a kid.
We're dinks. I'm gonna go to every football game and play 18 holes whenever I want.
We're dinks. We're gonna get asked to every single family event what we're doing with our life.
I'm depressed because I just watched this video. I'm very sad about the state of our culture because I just watched that video. I'm frankly not betting on much of a future for Western civilization because I just watched that video.
Oh wow! I had never heard of dinks before until now. Okay, so you're telling me just because I have kids, I can't go out and play golf or go to a game whenever I want?
I mean, I don't know.
I'm
It's
trying
just
to figure
like,
out why a lot of the stuff they're saying. They're like, "Well, we go out to eat," and it's like, "Well, I
go
can
out
to
to-
eat
yeah.
too. I have 2 kids, and I just say, "Come on, kids, we're going out to eat."
I go to Sam's and buy whatever snacks I want.
Yeah, I still buy the snacks I want. I still.
Yeah, your kids
have-
are older though, right? I mean,
Even when my kids
Hold
were
on.
younger, I don't understand a single thing they're saying other than they're really selfish bastards. That's the only thing I understand.
they do look very selfish. I do understand the snack thing.
I
though.
can understand the money thing.
Not as a kid.
If I didn't have kids, I would have more money to buy cool stuff with.
Yeah.
I'd still be broke, but I just have a lot of cool more stuff. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like,
I get the snack thing though.
But
Oh, I just-
it's
I buy
just
what I want.
basically
With 4 teenage boys
Well,
at
you have
home,
4 teenage
four
boys.
teenage boys at home, now 3 at home.
they each had a house and home.
You don't. I don't get the snacks I want. They're gone.
That's true.
I didn't mean to
But-
call you a name. I'm sure you know who your father is. Go ahead.
What'd you say?
Nothing.
He was apologizing
I apologize.
to this weird lady.
I just the selfishness in this.
Yeah. Well, they said we, me, I several times. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's
I'm so lame. I gotta vote. I gotta put up a TikTok video. Not the people who do that are lame. Sorry, Mike.
So, but here's the thing, and I've known people that haven't had kids before, and that's fine, whatever circumstances. But my thing is, like, when I get old, I'm gonna get old one day, hopefully,
right.
God willing. And when I get old, I want to still be able to be in my own house.
Yeah.
And if my kids have to come by and help me, do little odd
Right.
end chores around the house, hopefully they'll want to.
I will have to pay for somebody to come into my house.
As a
ding,
dink you
ding,
would,
ding, ding,
yeah.
ding. Yes, I'm
I'm a dink. I'll have to go to a nursing home and have your kids pay for it.
Yes, absolutely. That's the thing. It's like, okay, well, not just saying that kids are great now. I love my kids now, but I'm hoping one day down the road they kind of,
Yep.
oh, Dad's getting old. Let's help him out, kind of thing. kind of like an insurance policy.
It's deeper than that. They don't touch it on it here, but the dink lifestyle, double income, no kids, right?
Yeah.
It's also just a chosen lifestyle of the last decade, 15 years, where people just cohabitate and don't make a commitment to each other.
Yeah, that's true
so they
too,
never
yeah.
have kids, and then it's an easy way out.
Right.
And that's definitely it's destroying
it's
that whole.
It's sad to me. I mean, I don't know
Yeah.
why. It's just sad to me.
And, you know,
I'm a dink. When I get old, my spouse dies. I'll be the one at home dressing and talking to my
Yeah,
cats.
by myself, and
It's like I won't have anybody. I don't have the kids have been a blessing to me.
Yeah.
My kids have been fantastic. I love my kids,
100%.
and my life is so much better from having kids.
I mean, and the crazy Mr. Andrew Tate, he has made reference to that before on some of these podcasts. He's like, you've got all these women that are proud to be independent and single and never have any kids, and he goes, one day they're going to look back and go, wow, I should have had kids.
Right.
Like he told
It
the
makes
story.
It makes you a better person.
And he told the story about his grandma, however old she was, and she's sitting in a house full of her family at Christmas or whatever.
Yeah.
And she's like, this is awesome. It's like, I am partly responsible for all of these people in this house, you know what I mean? And all these different career paths and people doing things for each other. And it's just like, that's a good feeling.
Now, number one, I don't know, but I can almost guess that these people are liberals. And I fully support liberals not reproducing.
Yeah.
100%.
Valid.
Now, Vivek talked about the replacement theory. And if you don't know anything about it, it's basically the Democrats coming in trying to change the demographic of the United States from mostly Caucasian to minority because they think they can use black and Hispanics. And then they're now finding out that Hispanics are starting to kind of swing toward the conservative side. And so they're going to set it back. Which, by the way, that's the only thing. You want to stop illegal immigration, just airlift a bunch of MAGA hats over to the other side of the border and have them coming over, and the Democrats will have like snipers up in the bushes.
Shoot the ones in the red hat.
I know.
Ain't been wearing a red hat, take them down.
Yeah. But you look at this, you got gender dysphoria, gay marriage, you've got abortion, and now you've got the dinks.
It's definitely
if we just
diminishing
sit
the
around and
population.
wait, liberals will be extinct in 50
They'll
years.
take care of themselves.
They'll take care of themselves. Yeah, everybody's like, you want to kill a liberal? No. You guys are doing a fine enough job by yourself.
They're doing a good enough job of reducing the number of parasites.
The replacement
on the planet.
theory is they you kill 1 million babies a year. You've got to bring in 1 million people to replace those people that you killed. Because pretty much people who get abortions are liberals.
A majority of the time.
Majority
I would say,
conservatives
yeah.
are popping out babies left and right. And their kids are going to grow up in a liberal household, so they're probably going to be little liberals. So all they're doing is killing little liberals. If they didn't have any of this stuff, they would be the super majority today.
Yeah.
But they keep doing these policies. They're just killing themselves.
So let them kill themselves off.
Yeah.
Somebody in chat says that guy is clearly into his snacks. And she
That is
says,
fantastic.
and she
How
said-
many times did he say that?
Oh, that is fantastic.
well, I think he was commenting on his side.
I think
but,
it
and
was.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, yeah.
She
And
says she's invited
She
to
looks like she
family.
could have some.
She says she's invited to family things, and she says, I wouldn't invite her to nothing.
Yeah, it's
Can you
like,
imagine her at
I'm
a family
invited-
gathering? Your kids. Get your kids away from me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like your
Yeah.
kids.
She's like, I'm invited to family gatherings. Well, I'll be honest. I'm invited to more family gatherings because I have kids.
Right.
Everybody wants to see the kids. Like they can care less
They don't
about
wanna
me
see me.
now.
I don't get this. I don't get this at all. Most of the time I see stuff that's like, I can understand
I hope
this.
that's their ride back there. The dinks and their big 14-inch aluminum wheels on their Prius or whatever.
Oh, it
sitting back
probably
there in
is.
the background. Yeah, it's like saved all your money so you could buy a Prius.
It looks
Good
like a
job.
liberal car.
Spend all their
doesn't it?
money on snacks.
Yeah,
I'm sure they drive an electric vehicle
yeah, you're probably right.
that is sitting in the driveway right now because there's snow on the ground and it's not running.
They can't get out.
They drug mine off today. It was sad. But you know
They
what?
drug the what off?
The Tesla.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
To get repaired?
Because the guy had to literally drag it because the battery was totally dead on it. I couldn't even get inside of it.
Yeah, because when they hit it, I'm telling you, that bottom piece where that thing got rolled,
Yeah.
that's the battery.
Oh, I got a picture of that front wheel on that side. This one was straight, and that other one was like this. And I don't care. It's like
think you
Ring it up, baby.
Might-
Say it to Allstate.
you
I
might
don't
be
care.
you might be car shopping. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I don't know.
I'd like to have it
It'd
totaled.
have to be a lot of damage, I would think.
I don't know.
Of course, the battery, and it'd be over.
I get my F-type.
That's true. Be a lot cooler than a Tesla.
Oh, you know that car's cool. Don't even try to act
That
like
car,
you don't like
that
it.
car is cool, like gimmick cool.
It's super
That's what
fast,
it
too.
is. It's like, okay, it's super fast and it's cool to ride in. But that's it. It's like a gimmick to me. Like
I get
electric
it.
cars are a gimmick.
I get it.
It's a cool thing to show your friends, and then after that, it's like, okay, give me the.
And
give me the-
other than styling, there's nothing to do with it. That's my biggest issue with electric taking over.
Oh gosh, the Cybertruck is hideous. I'm sorry.
I drive one.
I think it's the most ugly thing ever.
I drive one.
Are they still going to be cheap?
No.
Originally they were like 40 grand.
They're
or
not
something.
$40,000 anymore.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
I think they're like 80 something now.
Hmm.
So,
They still look stupid.
Oh yeah, they look just stupid. Now they're bulletproof, which is cool.
Oh, they're bulletproof now
Well, bulletproof-ish.
because he broke it with a
that's
ball
my-
last time.
That's my Hummer right there, but I wouldn't drive an electric Hummer. That defeats the purpose.
That's right. That's a man's vehicle, right?
That's a
there.
man's vehicle right there. My son drove by it. He was in it the other day, and I almost said, "Get out of that car."
He likes it now that the wrap's gone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
you don't deserve to be in that. You're not.
He goes
a
out with his
man.
jabronis, and they take the Hummer out.
Well, yeah, they do because it's a manly vehicle.
It
It's
is,
like,
man. That thing's chicks dig it.
Chicks dig it.
I love that. I love that car. I'll never get rid of it.
Dinks. That's the
Dinks.
dumbest thing I've ever heard.
We need to think of a new name for Dinks. I was trying to think of one.
This guy thanked us by name. Says he just found us a couple weeks ago. Says he's watched almost every video.
No kidding.
Thanks, buddy.
I
Hey,
even
yeah,
we
saw
appreciate
him.
it.
I even saw
You're
that
one of the
name
few.
in my Twitch chat a few nights
Yeah.
ago. So he's made the connection there too.
Oh,
Yeah.
Maybe the Hoosier Hillbilly all get back on.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now, if we just find you one more friend who's actually
That's
watching,
right. Well, thank you.
we appreciate that.
Yeah, we do. We didn't know anybody actually liked us.
just
do this for
How
fun.
about that?
I
We're
bet
done
you
with,
wouldn't.
We're done with Dinks.
Oh no, I'm gonna stay silent during this conversation.
No, we're gonna go here
okay.
first.
Okay.
We actually sat down the other night, and we said we were going to do it, and we watched Lady Ballers. We sat
did.
in our little 3 chairs down in the man cave, and we
Yeah.
watched it.
No homo.
No homo.
No homo.
We didn't hold hands during it.
No.
Now we were in separate chairs.
We were in separate chairs.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
a sofa. Separate chairs.
Right. Yeah. There's no part of our anatomy touching.
No.
And
This movie was so good.
it was.
it was so good.
I went into it thinking, you know what, this movie is going to. I'm going to really appreciate what they're talking about, the conservative values and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But this movie's going to stink.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest.
And it wasn't a great movie.
It had
still.
legitimate laugh out loud moments.
Yeah.
Oh yes, yeah.
And it was, and there were parts of it that were absolutely hilarious.
The acting was actually better than it looks in the trailer. in
The
my
acting
opinion.
was
The acting
yes,
wasn't miserable.
100%.
Yeah.
The acting was better. The people like the little extras right here, they were terrible. But the main dude, Jeremy,
Oh yeah,
Matt Walsh-
Matt Walsh is
Well,
the best part of this movie.
And I think the transgender these guys were good. I thought they were better than expected.
these guys,
Yes.
I watched them. They do a sports show on Daily Wire.
Oh, do they?
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know
And
that.
those 3 right there on the far right, they do it.
Really,
Huh.
And they're really good. I never thought they'd be this good, but they were fantastic
yeah.
in acting. And it was so good.
They almost got me right at the end because right at the
You
end,
thought-
I'm sitting there going, "Oh, don't do it," and then he ended it right. But man, it was so good.
It was just so, and none of these guys could dunk like they were dunking in this.
Maybe the one guy, the caveman looking guy, he might have been
he
able
was
to
They
reach
able
it.
must have been like on a
Yeah.
5-foot goal.
Yeah.
All these
That is a direct Dylan Mulvaney thing.
Yeah,
where he
yeah.
got in front of the camera.
but it was a good movie. It
I will
really
say
was.
this. I think it was a little raunchier than I expected it to be.
Really?
Especially with his relationship with the reporter lady. I thought that was a little out of place. Otherwise,
they never
I thought it
really
was very
showed
good.
anything. But yeah,
No, I don't think so. I think Jeremy never claimed to be a Christian.
yes, he
and-
does. He claims to be Catholic, but
Okay, and so I mean, I
yeah,
don't
but
think
even then, I mean, it's not like they went.
yeah.
I don't know. I didn't think they went too far, but
I didn't either. But of course, we watched John.
Oh my.
That's the funniest. That was the
That
funniest
was like
part
the
of it.
funniest part of the movie. Yeah.
Funniest part of the movie is Michael Knowles and that female Ben Shapiro, who I never can think of her name.
Brett Cooper.
Brett Cooper, yeah.
And they have to do this thing to where it's just funny because they say some insensitive things at the very beginning, and they get a phone call. You can tell they're getting a message, and the next thing you know, they're coming back. And
he's dressed
culturally appropriate.
And she has cornrows and stuff. It's just like
she come back with the cornrows.
Oh man, that was so good.
Just hilarious, man.
Yeah.
I thought it was really, really, really good.
And it was cool because the bassist, it started out like they weren't originally going to be in the women's sport, like the track event.
Right.
It just like a series of events happened.
He showed up with the wig on.
Happened to get into it, and then they kind of took off from there. So,
but they actually had done this American something. I can't think of the name. Maybe somebody's watching who will know what it is. But it was done by the same people who did Airplane. And it was a conservative movie where it was Chris Farley's brother, and they had him on there, and it was kind of like he's he kind of goes back in time, sees this historical figure, should talk about the greatness of America and stuff like that, and he's supposed to be Michael Moore. He's acting like he's Michael Moore, the director, and he's bad-mouthing America and all that stuff, and he gets shown an alternative side of it, and it was really funny. It was good. Same people who did Airplane.
Really.
And it was really funny. It was along those lines, same type of comedy. What is the name of that? American Tail? No, it's not. It's the one with the mouse.
I don't know.
That's another good movie to watch. It really is. It's one of those movies you've never heard of, but it's just like, they got these terrorists hunting him down, and they're, the front two are behind a bush, and they look around, they go, Muhammad, and like 15 guys like, yes! And just stuff like that. It's just hilarious.
Yeah, but this was a really good movie. I was surprised. Let's just put it that way. And I knew I was going to like it when we were watching it. I was like, okay, this is going to be funny. We're going to have some laughs. But
I think it was better than expected.
It was a lot better than expected.
Yeah.
Like I said, I just from the trailer, I was like, oh, this acting is going to be miserable. Like, it's almost going to be hard to get past. But then
it was not at all.
Once you started watching it, wasn't bad.
Kudos to them, man, because they were a lot better than I thought.
And Matt Walsh, his role in that movie, it can't be topped.
Yeah,
perhaps Emmy Award.
No spoiler
winning.
alert.
Yeah, Emmy Award winning.
But Matt does make a good job.
Yeah, that guy's big.
He is big. I didn't realize he was that big.
He's a pretty tall dude. Yeah, I mean.
I could watch that forever.
And Andrew Clavin.
Nose was hilarious. He was.
And it had all of them in it, Like it had all the big guys in it.
They had to say Candace Owens in at the end.
Yeah.
And she had a really small part.
Yeah, and that's good.
Oh, they're talking
I
about
don't know how I feel about her.
Age. Trans age now.
Yeah, trans age.
Just made up something new.
Yeah.
Where you got to go play against Little League.
Yeah, I'm going to go back and play T-ball. I am. And they can't say a word.
Yeah.
That's right, because you are whatever you
if
want
I
to be.
You can be
identify
whatever you want to be.
as a 9-year-old, they can't say a word.
That's right.
I wonder how long it take me before some fathers take me out back.
I'm about to say, I bet some ticked off dads on the field can say something about it.
Hey, can we see you over here behind the concession stand?
Yeah. For just a second.
And I would totally deserve it.
100%. I'd just take the whip.
I'd be like, thank you.
Yes.
I deserve this.
Yeah. It was good, though. It was good. It'd be worth a second watch. I'll have to wait till it comes out, not on Daily Wire.
Yeah.
Do they ever bring their stuff off of Daily Wire?
Don't they put their stuff on X occasionally?
I think actually
know
our
about
wives
movies.
would like this. Our wives do not like stupid movies. I think they would actually like this.
I don't know. You better bring some wine.
Yeah, because
That's true.
My wife would probably have a problem with it. I mean, not
Your wife would be asleep.
Yeah, she wouldn't have problems like as far as politics. She'd just be like, "This is so dumb."
Yeah.
Like I can't watch.
As long as the wine is flowing, they'd be okay.
Yeah. But then they'd be asleep in 20 minutes. So
I'm sure women can drink wine. I mean, you wonder why it comes in that big box at the stores because they can
there's
chug
a
it all.
reason.
Yeah.
That's one sitting.
Because a bottle's too small.
That's right.
I'm like, holy cow, you guys.
They can put it away.
They can put it away, and it's not just them; it's all of them. You know,
They have that genetics.
I think it. I don't know. I think it has like half the effect on them that it would on me. So that's why they're able to do it. All right.
It was good. Moving on. What?
Here, I'll allow that. He says if they take you out behind the concession stand and you identify as a 9-year-old, just yell rape.
You mean grape?
Grape?
Grape? Yeah, you gotta say grape, I think.
Oh.
The grape.
That's true. I identify as a 9-year-old girl.
That's right.
Now they're pedophiles.
They can't touch you.
That's true.
right.
That's true.
It's over now. It's over. You will be the richest man.
Yeah.
Have you seen how thick that's got? Like, if you get down the rabbit trail of police videos on YouTube, you got all these females that will be arrested, and all they have to say is, I want to be taken in by a female cop, and they just have to stand there until they can find another female cop from another county. Yeah. Like, she said, like, I don't want to be touched by a male cop. They have to wait.
Oh, gosh.
She'll yell rape. Yeah. I'm serious.
That was there was a time before body cams where they would be like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
you know,
Here.
Now you just got to do this when you do it.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
It's a, click.
She fell repeatedly.
Don't know why. She must have been drunk.
Oh, speaking of which, I'm going to see the Christmas lights over with my daughter and my son-in-law
yeah.
in the back of the car, and they're millennials, so it's just nothing, constant talking.
Yeah.
And so they're talking about this stuff, and they're just talking about different things, and all of a sudden, just a matter-of-fact statement. It was just like, well, they were talking about some. I wasn't really paying attention, but it was like, well, it's a good thing it didn't happen like 50s, 60s, or 70s because her husband would have beat the crap out of her. And my wife and I looked at each other, and then we looked back and like, where did you hear that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's well known that husbands back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s used to beat the craps out of their wives all the time.
What?
And they weren't joking.
Really?
And I'm like, where did you get that stuff?
Maybe they just had the years wrong. And like back in, was it Henry VIII? I mean, you were allowed to
Like
beat
the
your wife back then.
1800s, maybe?
Right.
Because that's where we get rule of thumb. Right.
Ah, yeah.
He couldn't beat her with a
that's
stick
right.
bigger
You
than
could beat
the
her
thumb.
stick with a smaller than your thumb. So
Wait.
you were allowed to beat your wife back then, but that wasn't the
But
70s.
you could just behead her back then.
Or
You
the
didn't have to worry about that stuff.
Because like say, my grandpa and grandma were 50s, 60s, and he didn't. He
My
never
dad
touched
never
her.
laid a hand on my mom.
Yeah, my
No.
parents didn't either. Yeah.
No.
And it wasn't, if it was well known, if it happened all the time, I never heard of it growing up. I don't think domestic abuse is any more back then than it is now.
No, probably not. I'd say not.
No, but they were just so like,
Shoot it
oh,
now.
Yeah.
Now
Wives
it's
used to
usually-
get the crap beat out of them all the time.
Now it's usually the man getting beat up because he's not
Absolutely.
allowed to do anything.
Yeah.
That's true. He's probably soy boy if he's getting.
I think
beat
it's
up.
because of the Matt Rife joke, where Matt Rife's the comedian that came out basically.
Did you see his new one?
Uh-uh.
Oh, he got in trouble again. He made some about one of his comedy specials. He said something about he's talking about planets, and he said something to the women about how they're jealous because Jupiter has a ring and they don't. Well, the 6-year-old boy came out. One of the ladies, some lady TikTok famous whatever, come out and put a little boy on there because he knows a lot about space. He's like 6 years old, and he said, "Well, correction, it's Jupiter that has the ring, or Saturn that has the ring, or whatever," and kind of made like a stab towards Matt Rife. And Matt Rife wrote back and said, "By the way, Santa's not real. Your mom and dad buy all your stuff," and blah, blah, blah. And everybody's like, "How dare he?" And I'm like, well, the 6-year-old boy did decide to start a fight.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, he's got to learn sometime. you
If
know?
the 6-year-old understands the planets that much, he probably understands that Santa can't make the trip.
Probably, but I still thought it was hilarious because now everybody's on Matt Rife because like, how dare he say that to a 6-year-old?
I don't know if he was super popular. I don't know if it's even.
He is. I think he's just.
He's going up.
I think
I've seen his name a lot in my feed. I've not watched any of
because
it.
a lot of people are sick of the cancel culture. A lot of people are like, "Hey, look, he's saying things
Absolutely.
that he should get in trouble for, and he's not getting in trouble. Awesome, we're going to watch him."
Absolutely.
Like I've added him to my. I never even heard of the dude before until he got in troubles, and he was on. He's
on
that-
Peterson's show.
Jordan Peterson,
Yeah.
and I was like, I'd seen him before maybe, but not really paid attention. Well, I've added him to all my stuff now because I'm like, awesome, good job, dude.
I'd say I like the way he does. I've watched it before because I like the way he does his show. I don't think he gets up here. I've only seen a couple of things, but every time I've seen him do it, he's been interacting with the audience. He doesn't have any like set material. He just interacts with them. And I just saw this comedian because like he was sitting there, he was talking about. He was in a comedian podcast, and they were sitting there. They were making fun of him. He was laughing along with it because he was like not drawing anybody to the crowd. And the comedy club finally said, "Hey, you could come to this guy's show for a raffle to win a chance to go see Matt Rife, and he said that's the only way people were there. And he said, well, they didn't boo me or anything, so that was pretty good. But, I just don't. I hope they're not being taught this in schools. I hope they're not being. I don't know where my kids got that. One of the things, they're always this all the time.
Yes.
They're always this all the time, and it's just like. And we're actually going to start a new tradition in our house this Christmas. We talked about it, where when you come in, the cell phone gets put in a box.
It sounds like something my wife would
Just
do.
at Christmas?
My wife does that with the
I was
teens.
I was
When they
taking
come over, she makes them put that when they all come over that night,
Oh,
they
yeah,
put all
yeah.
their phones in a basket.
I fully expect my son to go.
See ya.
See him.
Yeah, he probably will.
Yeah, because the whole time that we're on there, he's doing Instagram the entire time.
Oh yeah. So we were just I was taking Braden to work, and I had to cut through the Kohl's parking lot because of traffic, and a teenage kid, I almost ran him over because he's walking out from between the cars like this, right?
Yeah.
And then I drive by, and he went from doing this to filming my car instead. But it's just like completely just overwhelmed, just consumed in it.
Yeah.
We need to do an episode about that sometime. Just talk about, and I'm as guilty as anybody. I mean, I fully admit it.
I mean, we all are.
Mandy's
We're
video
all.
was good today, and it's true.
Yeah.
But I'm so guilty of it. I'm not even conscious of it anymore. Where, when I look around the table at Thanksgiving, and everybody there is doing
Well,
this.
I mean, just go to a restaurant. You know what I mean? Go to a restaurant, and we go out to eat a lot at work and whatnot. And you're sitting there
without
at
the
table.
kids.
Yeah, without the kids.
Kids aren't there,
Yeah.
right? Because you can't do that if you have
But
kids.
you look around, and it's just like
Everybody.
everybody. Nobody's talking. They're all, and they might look up occasionally or whatever. But it's kind of sad.
And people blame it on the culture, that's just how life is now, and
It
it's
doesn't have
not.
to
It's
be.
still just a choice.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be.
It's still 1,000% a choice.
Mm-hmm.
I was even thinking about this the other day. I was gonna turn all the apps on my phone off for a week and just use it as a way to contact people.
Telephone.
Right.
Phone calls, text messages, no apps. Just to prove a point that it's just a choice that we want to be consued by that stuff.
Yeah.
That we can function even in 2023
How are you
with
going to
a
turn
phone
the lights on and off in your house?
voice. But that's just what I'm saying. And then if I want to use another more robust app, I need to sit down at a computer and use it. Like when I'm at work, I have to use certain software I don't have on my phone. That's unavoidable.
Right.
Right. But I don't have to have it in my pocket.
Yeah.
I don't have to have my Teams connected to my work all the time in my pocket.
I do
It's a
say
choice.
that I don't. You guys know how hard I am to reach once I get to the house because I
Yeah.
put my phone up when I
Well,
get
I've
to the
messaged
house.
your Xbox. Yeah.
Yeah. I put my phone up when I'm at the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I'm out the car, I keep it with me just in case, I'm a pastor, just in case somebody needs me or something like that. Or my kids need me. And so it's convenient in that regard. But I'm not on Instagram. I'm not on
Right.
TikTok or anything else.
Don't
When I
don't do it because once you get on it, you
I
can't
get sucked
get
into that
off.
YouTube like, oh, that's enough for me.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting at a TV set when I do that. I would never do it on a phone because I get frustrated because it's everything. Even when I'm looking at wheels and stuff like that for the car,
You're probably going, I can't see it.
It's
I'm
just
too old.
it's so. I don't like it the way it is. I like it better on the computer than I do it on a phone.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
100%.
people just make excuses about it today. I mean, it's like everybody seems to be some sort of minor influencer now. Oh, I got to take this picture for TikTok, or I got to edit this video for that. And I was guilty of it all last year. I built an Instagram account for the car, and I completely burnt myself out on it. I gained 500 followers, thought it was awesome. I've gained 166 this year. I burnt myself out. I don't want to do it.
Because it takes a lot of work to keep up with that stuff.
It does. It's every day.
It's not, because if you don't, like my Instagram, like I never get any followers because I got to post like 3 pictures a month.
Yeah.
And it's
Right.
like, well, if you're not,
You got
in that
every
algorithm-
day you got to be putting something
Yeah,
up.
if you're
And
not
it has
in
to
that
be
algorithm,
it has to be trending music or trending
Yep.
ideas or topics constantly. Yep.
absolutely.
I was preaching the other night. We had somebody in the congregation who was sitting there doing this when I was preaching, and I'm
Uh-oh.
like, I hope to God you're taking notes.
Yeah.
And some of them do, I guess, on their
And
phone.
a lot of us have the Bible app, and
Yeah,
whatnot.
and I'm like, if you're texting,
Mm-hmm.
and I may do that. I may just say, look, I think I'm at a place. I've been here since 2007.
Long time.
I've been here for a long time. I think I've earned the cred where I can come in and just say, put your phones in the box.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Make everybody bring a paper back.
You know what? Let's we're doing a candlelight service this weekend. Let's do that. Let's have a box there.
Well, they won't be able to see anyways.
Somebody will be
I
using
don't
their
stop
phone
them
to-
from doing that. But let's seriously, let's do it. Let's have a box there and say, put your phones in it.
Okay.
Ooh, that's dangerous.
I would you rather? Let me think about something.
Ooh, the would you rather game. I like this game.
Yes.
This is a fun game.
Would you rather put your phone up for a week and not touch it,
Okay.
or get a bikini wax? No, not bikini wax, but a Brazilian wax. Bikini wax.
That's everything.
That's when they use the strips on you and pull this.
I'll put my phone up for a week.
Would you?
Yeah. Can it? Well, that's how I get my music.
Are you the only person? But it's,
I could 100% just put it down, and like I said, there's days at a time I go without social media because I get busy at work or whatever. But when I get on it, I'm like, 3 hours later.
I don't have a landline now. I got rid of it.
Can I use my computer?
Yes.
100% phone can go away.
All right.
I can get rid of the phone tomorrow as long as I got my computer. We're good to go.
As long as we're connected to the outside world, because we
And I
feel
need-
like we're missing something.
Well, that and I need an iPod or something to play music in the car because I don't have the CD player no more. I just got the Bluetooth.
Well,
So
we
I have
just
to have
put music on
something
a
to play.
USB. You're good for
Yeah,
the week.
I'd be fine with that. I could do it without.
But it's funny, and we'd hear old people talk about it. It's like, how in the world did we survive back in the 80s? We did so fine.
Yeah.
You did a little less efficiently, if we're going to be honest, though. I mean, people were less efficient in work and a lot of things.
And people were less
without
crazy,
technology. Yeah.
too. Because the only
key.
thing this
People
has
were
done
less
is just
crazy.
embolden people. Like, hey, you know what? There's more crazy people out there just like me. And that's
Or
what
hey, I don't like this guy. I'm going to tell him exactly what I think over
Yeah.
the keyboard. You know, like
I don't know. So,
But back in the 80s, though,
let's-
you didn't even know that guy was saying that.
that's valid. Yeah.
let's play devil's advocate then.
Dope. I
Our-
like this game too.
Are people?
We're Christians. We can't do that.
I can too. We eat deviled eggs.
That's true. They call them dressed eggs. Somebody call them
Sick.
dressed eggs. Like, it's never called dressed eggs.
No.
Dressed eggs?
Are we?
I had one of my like second or third cousin posted this thing. Do you call it dressed or deviled eggs? It's
Or
like
deviled eggs?
that's it for the South.
I've
It's
never
like-
heard dressed.
I've never heard of.
I
dressed
haven't
eggs.
either.
But this
Like,
is
you
gonna
look-
be a
you
short
lose your
now.
Southerner card.
Your Southerner card.
It's basically dressed eggs if you just do the stuff, and it's deviled eggs if you put like the red
the
stuff
paprika
on
stuff
it.
on it.
Paprika stuff,
Oh,
I had
because
no
it's
idea.
red.
and that's his favorite color.
Are we smarter?
No,
Oh, 100% no. Absolutely not.
You don't
Because the
think-
phone?
we are the most knowledgeable group of know-nothings that
Well,
has ever
The
existed.
phone knows everything.
Well, we can keep talking about it. Is because we have access to data easier doesn't help us at all.
No,
I've
it
had
makes
this
us
conversation with my dad. Because right now, if you wanted to, you're working on a car you never worked on before. You want to know where such and such bolt is, or you want to drain the oil instead of the transmission fluid.
You had to
right? 'Cause
learn how to do it back then.
You would have to go to what, a library, a
Or
car
I
manual,
could go to AutoZone or whatever it was at the time and buy a Haynes manual.
Yep.
right?
And look in
Awesome.
the Haynes manual,
So
which
are-
had literally everything
But-
you could do to that car
Yeah.
in that manual.
That
But
was-
are you?
Those are great books. by the
Does
way.
that make you more intelligent?
Yeah, and here's why.
It's less efficient.
I can remember
But he
stuff,
learned how to do it.
and you can remember it easier, in my opinion, because okay, I might not have this book next week, I might lose it. So you're with the phone, it's like, oh well, I don't have to remember that. I'll just look it up later.
Right? Is that not efficiency?
I don't think so. I don't think so because okay,
It is. It's
If
more
I
efficient.
take-
I'll give you that.
if I take your phone right now and say call your wife, do you know your wife's cell phone number?
I do, but
Do you know all your children's cell phone numbers?
no. But I don't need though.
Back in the day,
Why do I need them?
I
we
still
would
know my
remember.
phone numbers.
You know
I
what
still know.
mean?
I know the
Like-
phone number of my aunt and uncles. I still know those.
Oh, I
things.
know all of the home phones of my friends.
Right.
Yeah.
By memory, but I can't.
I
tell
still
you-
remember my childhood phone number, but
But
still.
that doesn't mean. I mean, you can say adopting a kid's more efficient than having one, and that doesn't make it any better. I mean,
Microwaving your steak is more efficient than grilling it.
yeah.
but it's killing you in
It
the
does not
process.
make it any better.
But I think when it comes to data, technology, learning, I think it's easier
But you're
to
not-
learn with
I
technology.
don't think
I don't think you're learning though. I think it's
you're not
just
learning.
You're just.
You're
oh,
saying I
there
can't
it
learn
is.
from a video, but you can learn from a book.
If
No,
I
I'm saying
go
you
back,
can.
because if I run into the same problem again, I'm going to go back and look at the same video again.
I don't usually
didn't
have
learn
to
how to
watch
do it
the
the first
video
time.
more than
See,
once.
I think a lot of people just go think, in the back of their mind, it's like, oh, it's on the internet. I don't have to learn that. I'll just look it up whenever I need it.
Well, that's what my kids. That's my kids. Why they think we all beat our wives is because they don't ever stop for a second and go, okay, let me look at some statistics about domestic violence or
I
something
just saw
like
it
that.
here.
I just saw this in a
And
meme
the wealth
somewhere.
of false information.
Well, so
greatly
but that's it.
outweighs-
So you have access to different types of information. We could access factual information. Today's generation would access TikTok and somebody's 30-second opinion
Right.
about it.
But what Google does, and
I
Google
would.
Google knows this, so when you look up something, it's New York Times, Washington Post,
Yeah.
CBS News,
Yeah.
ABC News, no subject. And by the way, you can't type homosexuality in your phone.
I can't. Oh,
Oh, you done
I done broke it now.
Seriously, try to send me a message.
Hold on.
And
I
try,
got this. You put that back on.
What did you do?
I broke something.
Don't
If
get
you-
it. Okay,
I don't-
don't put that in. Don't put that wire in there.
I don't even know how to operate this thing.
You got to make that bigger. That's upside down. That's upside down.
That's how I have it.
No, that won't work.
Did you switch mic stands on me?
No.
Unbelievable.
You keep talking.
Unbelievable. No
It will
homo.
not.
So you're trying to type homosexual, which we can't say on YouTube, and it's working. It won't let you
Okay,
type.
so I'm like HOMOSE, and there's no suggestions for
I
homosexual.
won't autofill it. Yeah.
It won't autofill it.
Google said no.
Is homosexual a bad word now?
Maybe it's not a word.
What about heterosexual? Is that a word? Can I type heterosexual?
Probably.
So what can I not type in my phone?
You say you can't type homosexual in
I can
there.
type heterosexual.
I type homo.
Type homosexual in there, it won't come up.
He's saying it
In
won't
what,
autofill.
text?
It won't autofill.
Yeah, there's no autofill.
Oh, come on. So I'm gonna call.
It's because you're
you
homophobic. Your
a
phone's
homosexual.
homophobic.
No, my phone is trying to influence me.
Homophobic. Homosexual. It's the third autofill for me.
What phone are you on?
He's on an Android.
Android.
It does not come up.
So let me tell you this, Lee. It could be that you don't use that word enough.
Oh, see, I use that word all the time.
Because autofill
Apparently, I'm not homophobic like you guys are.
autofill learns from the words that you use.
Oh,
So you don't type homosexual
I
very
just
often.
type
You just say
gay.
homo.
Good. Yeah. So you type in GA and see how it fills out with.
G.
Back on the other, someone
A.
in
A.
chat said
Yeah,
access
gay pops up.
access to information is not the same as knowing information.
I 100% agreed.
And you think you know better after you read it.
Here's
I think so.
Well,
That's not true
that-
for everybody, though.
And I feel like, once again, 20 years ago, before the internet was a big thing, I feel like I knew, maybe not know more than I know now, but I don't know, it was just different.
You had to use reason.
I have
back
such
then.
access to information, it's
Well,
all,
well,
I don't
yeah.
have to learn it. You know
But a
what I
lot
mean?
of stuff we had to figure out on our own. So we learned how
Yeah.
to reason, and we learned how to work through problems.
And I'm not saying the internet's not a great thing. It is.
I see
think
good
it's
and bad.
fantastic.
wonderful.
I see good and bad. You go to the library, you've got one source, one opinion, right? That you can focus your time on.
That if it is back then, if it was printed and it was probably accurate,
And now you can run a search and get 1,000 opinions.
that are
And 75% of them are probably wrong.
yeah,
But the data's there.
yeah. I don't know. I don't think the internet's made us smarter as a culture. I don't.
Well, cars were a whole lot easier to work on back then too, though,
That's true.
and they were all basically the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
They
also
were.
true. Yeah.
They were just small blocks.
Not always. I was watching a video this week. A 1997 Ferrari 355. It's a V8. Runs 2 ECUs. One ECU runs the right bank. The other ECU runs the
Oh,
left
my
bank.
gosh.
So,
I'm sure they had
here's
no
what you
problems
run
with that.
into. The early 90s cars with the early OBD, not OBD2,
Yeah.
OBD were nightmare cars.
Yeah.
Those things sucked terribly. I hated working on those things. OBD2 was wonderful
Yeah.
after that. OBD1 sucked. Gah. But, yeah,
How do we even get on that?
I don't know. Something about beating women.
You said old cars were easier to work on. And I was just trying
No,
to
we
say.
started talking about the interweb.
Yeah. Well, it all came from the beating women thing. Apparently,
It come
we used to
from
beat women back in the
husbands
day.
beating wives. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you have to understand, these young people, that's what happens. They get up. That's why he does sound bites. That's why Vivek puts these sound bites, because that's the only thing they watch.
Yep. The 5-minute video.
They don't watch the entirety of.
Once again,
And when you talk about content, and they do the Bible the same way. It's all sound bites. It's not context.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, I'm guilty of it myself. If I'm sitting there rolling through YouTube, I see a 10-minute video, I'll watch it. I see a 10-minute video, I'll watch it. 30-minute video, I ain't got time for that. And you roll on.
So see, it's different. Like when I'm working, I typically have something playing, a podcast, and I want a longer
podcast. I want a long podcast.
Yeah.
So
What the heck is that?
that's the Starfield colors.
Is that
It's
the
on the
G
map.
for gay?
No, it's not enough colors for gay.
It's Starfield colors, isn't it?
Oh, that's GameSpot. That's not G for gay. No.
Oh, I bet it probably. Yeah, I bet it probably means something like that.
I have learned one thing from playing Starfield. In space, everybody's gay.
Everybody
Maybe
can
that's
be.
why we don't want to go to space.
Everybody's bisexual. in
Everybody
space.
can be.
Oh.
Yeah.
Everybody's bisexual.
You sleep with whoever.
Yeah. Are we really going to watch this?
Well, we need to. There's a
You weren't-
couple of
we
them
said we
need to
were.
watch.
Now we're not going to watch all of it because it's 35
I want to get a
minutes.
legitimate review of Starfield.
That's next on
So
the
it'll
list.
take a whole 3 minutes?
We're going to do that in a minute.
Can I go to the
gonna do-
bathroom?
I guess if you want to.
Thanks.
Potty break.
Mike and I started.
Did you raise your hand?
watch it.
You asked for permission.
No. You're going to come back and watch some of these. You're going to watch Hellblade because you need to play the first one.
Hi, how you doing?
All right.
Okay.
You think you're the only
Oh,
one
you
that's
didn't turn the light on.
recently played.
It's over.
You're the only recent. So we're just going to look at the best trailers of the Video
I
Game
have not
Awards.
played Ragnarok because I do not have a PS5.
But you've played God of War more
I played
than
God
I
of
have.
War, yes. God of War is fantastic.
So let's see what you think about this.
Once again, this is Ragnarok, so I love the first God of War. I really want to go back and play. I want to play the new one. Like I said,
I do too.
Buy a PS5. So
Yeah, I don't want a PS5.
I want one, but I don't want to pay $500 for it because that's $500 for a new graphics card.
You are certain you remember nothing of this place?
That's kind of how I am with the new Xbox.
Oh, nothing that would help
You
us.
want a new Xbox or don't?
If I'm going to spend $500 on it, I might as well buy a PC. Because I've already got an Xbox.
Why exactly are we doing this?
I must face this.
And I think I like it a lot because
No
Kratos
shame
was
in what
kinda
just
like the
happened.
grumpy
It's all
old
part of the
man.
process. Let's go again.
So this one's just a DLC to a game you didn't play anyways, right?
Suicide Squad. Now that one looked kind of.
We can jump down
Fun
there.
to me.
We can come back. All right.
I'm like you though. When is the last time they've had a good superhero?
Arkham. Yep. Oh.
We trusted you. Let you live among us. Now your friends are slaughtering the people they swore to protect.
I don't know the
Batman, Green Lantern.
Why is what?
Why are the superheroes attacking? I don't know what the premise is behind that.
Oh, I have no idea.
The Flash.
Superman.
My Justice League will burn this earth down for me.
Flash, how do I stop this?
You have to kill us, Diana. We have to die to save the world.
We can work with that.
Finally, someone let me out of my cage. Now, follow me because I'm running the game. Nah, I couldn't be there. Nah, you shouldn't be shit.
I just don't know if the execution's going to be there.
Well, like you said at the beginning, I don't know if anything will ever hold up to Arkham.
No.
That's like the only comic book game I ever wanted to play.
Mm-hmm.
What was the Mortal Kombat style one that they Injustice? That was okay.
Yeah.
That was an okay game.
Once again, I just don't think. I don't think it's going to be that good. I want it to be, but
What game is that?
who knows?
Suicide Squad
The Suicide Squad versus the Justice League
kills the Justice League. It says
kills the Justice League. Once again, I'd like to know how they're going to kill Batman.
That was the air escape.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
pushing to your butt.
Now you guys need to watch this one. We need to watch this one in its full
Which one?
Which one?
because both of you should have played this game by now.
I did not play the first one.
You need to. It's free.
I didn't enjoy it.
It's how do you know if you didn't play it?
I played 10 minutes of it, and I was like, it's just not my game.
Oh my gosh, it was a audio masterpiece.
Well,
This is a sequel.
Probably wear my stereo headphones.
So it was called Senua's Sacrifice. Hellblade 1 was a great game. Puzzle. Right?
Oh, I'm out.
No. You'll like it. You'll like it. Not puzzle like I used the wrong. Puzzle's not a good word.
Was it Phoenix Rising or whatever that was?
Nah, that's stupid. There's nothing like that.
Oh my gosh, it was a hard game.
Anyways, this used to be a PlayStation exclusive. Microsoft wanted it, so they bought the company, like Microsoft does, and now it's everywhere.
That's terrible.
Now you can play it on PC, Mike. You're welcome.
Terrible for gamers.
Do you hear it?
Wasn't it like a mind game?
The heartbeat of the lost ones.
Yep.
I mean, it looks.
I can feel them on my skin.
Yeah.
Each death, inked in blood. I won't stop fighting for them. Until the very last beat fades away.
That means that you didn't get into the first game enough.
Is it loud in yours? Okay.
No.
He's like got one ear in.
You want the truth? All the lives inside me tell me to let
What's that?
Wasn't the first one really short?
It could be.
Well, like
Go.
6 hours.
Could be.
Your typical Call of Duty campaign.
the shadow will always hang over me.
What else did Ninja Theory do?
Just this. I think.
I want to say they've done something else. Have they not?
This is the only game Ninja Theory's done?
Well, the prequel. I mean, the one that came out before this.
I can't hear you over the phone.
They did Devil May Cry.
Oh.
Devil May Cry?
Ninja Theory.
Yeah.
Looks like one of the Devil May Cries, Enslaved, Bleeding Edge, Heavenly Sword.
Yeah, see, he says it was more of a suspense intrigue game, more than puzzle. You have to follow clues and discover the storyline. It was a very cool game.
I'm more of a running gun kind of guy.
There's none of that.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, no, I'm not playing it.
Once again, it looks really looks cool.
So the premise of the first game.
You play it. How about that?
I don't know anything about this game yet, story-wise, but the first game, very ingrained in Norse mythology. Thor's there, Odin. She is descending into Helheim, or what would we call hell, to retrieve her boyfriend or husband or whatever, and get him out of there. And it's just it's like mind games. Like you're walking in there and there's like these three voices at the start of the game, and there's like, oh, she doesn't know, she can't come out of here. And it's just constant mind games. And
I think we played that at your place on the surround sound.
Oh yeah, probably.
And it was pretty cool. Like I said, it's not my style game.
Basically, you're playing your life, and the sort of the gods are watching along and giving commentary about what they think is going to happen. It's very cool. And you said it's like 5 hours long. It's also a rogue, I guess. So you could only lose so many times, and you'd have to start over. Every time you lose, you kind of get like this black infection, and when it consumes enough of your body, you start over.
Ooh, boy.
The game?
Yes. But like I said, it's like a 5-hour campaign.
It's like hardcore mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not a no. That's a HE double drumsticks.
It's like you're 4.5 hours in, you die.
Oh no,
you're starting over.
You don't like it, huh?
No.
All right.
OD is the new. You all would hate it, so don't
watch that one.
Don't do it. You'll hate it. I love it, but whatever.
All right. We'll let Mike talk about this one.
That's the DLC.
Yeah.
You want this? Is the Rebirth, the one you want?
Oh, you want to see this?
Rebirth. Oh my gosh! I can't wait.
Okay.
Not that I'll be able to play it because I don't have PS5.
I'm feeling every single bullet.
Oh my
Their
god!
ire manifests once more. Do not underestimate this foe.
Your foe?
I mean, just to
Sephiroth.
To anyone
What am I
whoever
supposed to do?
watches it just knows the
Their
old
luck
school
runs
Final
out,
Fantasy
but
and
mine
how
doesn't.
fantastic it was.
I'm the only one who gets a pass.
Sometimes.
And I don't like
know
these
who I
games,
am.
so it's
I forget things everyone else remembers just fine. And know things
Oh,
I've
see,
had no right
it's
knowing.
so cool because it's all the
Wow.
places you've
It's
visited in
okay.
the last ones.
You saved me before.
And the first one was fantastic.
Now it's my turn.
The one,
Is it you?
the first Final
is it the
Fantasy VII
pooch?
remake that they
I'm
had
just
a couple
messing
years
with
ago.
you. That there is our man.
When fate sets us a challenge, we must rise to meet it. Are you ready to rumble?
There's a cat.
Is there anything I can do for you?
Yes.
I want to
Thank you.
help.
Thank you very much. Just I will almost go out and buy a PS5 just so my buddy Kenny went out and bought a PS5 specifically for this game.
What now?
I said my buddy Kenny went out and bought a PS5 specifically for this game. No other game. He didn't care. He bought it for this. And I will probably do the same thing.
You just borrow mine.
That's an even better idea.
I don't.
His is sitting there collecting dust in
Yeah,
the
I'll
lake
just
house.
borrow yours so I can play it.
I don't ever play it.
Yeah, because oh my gosh, I can't wait. Yeah, I'll buy. That's a buy, 100%. That's a day one buy. And you know me, I don't buy day one, but I will buy that day one.
Okay.
Anything
Just
else on
because I
this
trust
I'm not
list?
going to say anything negative about it. And you remember that when you started talking about Starfield.
I'm just not going to speak because
Okay.
Mama said if I don't have anything nice to say.
That's right.
Huh.
That's really the Sega remaster compilation looks pretty cool.
Sega remaster?
Yeah, because they brought back.
It's only a minute long. You can take a look.
They brought back some cool looking games.
You're gonna play Sonic again?
I don't
see.
remember. I remember Shinobi. There's a Shinobi remake there, and there's something else. That I was really looking forward to. I don't know if it's going to be a collection of games, remastered games, or if it's just going to be pieced out one at a time. But I was a Sega boy. I had a Sega. So I don't know if
They're going to remake Burnout?
Crazy Taxi.
Did you save the game?
Really?
Crazy Taxi was a great game.
Of course I did.
They have a kind of long intro here to show very, very short clips of their games.
Let me reintroduce you.
Jet Set Radio, great game. Back and forth down the intro. There's some kind of like Streets of Rage or whatever. Shinobi. I don't ever remember driving the police car on those. Golden. I kind of hope they come out on like a collection disc, so you pay $60 and you get all of them.
Crazy Taxi was fun.
Because I can't see paying $60 for Crazy Taxi. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like
100
if it came
yeah,
out on a
100%.
disc with a collection,
And that's what they'll do. Sega usually does that.
I would buy that. That'd be pretty
compilations
good.
of different games.
I don't think. I'm trying to think. Oh, Marvel's Blade. They're gonna have a Blade game. I don't know how that's gonna work out, but I think they missed their opportunity with it. But
Yeah, I mean, because the Blade movies were real popular several years ago.
I don't know where they
I'm
are
thinking.
now.
Is there some rumors that
Back when
that
Wesley
character?
Snipes was young.
Yeah.
There's some rumors that character is coming back in the current
Really?
universe.
He needs to. He was more interesting than Miss Marvel.
That
That
movie.
wouldn't take much.
That movie
Baked
did not do
potatoes.
well.
More interesting than her.
Yeah, that movie did not do well. The Marvels.
Good.
The all lady.
Ugh.
Well, they basically said that all of the Marvel stars couldn't stand Brie Larson to
Yeah.
begin with. So
Once
Really?
again, I don't understand. Cater to the fans. They're the ones that are going to watch it.
yeah.
So whatever the fans want, make it for the fans.
Who was Spawn? Was Spawn DC or Marvel or separate?
Neither. That was Oh gosh.
Why is nobody doing Spawn? They did it several years ago.
Oh, it's good too.
Oh, that was actually a good movie to be old.
It was.
Where did I see that name? Did I see that coming out too?
Spawn's coming out?
Oh, I don't know. That'd be cool.
Todd
if they did
McFarlane's
that.
the one who did it.
Yeah.
And I don't think he was with anybody.
It was some weird, like one of those third-party comic. It wasn't DC or Marvel. It
Right,
was,
a graphic novel or something like that. Spawn was fantastic.
Oh, I'm just browsing while you guys chat. Don't worry.
Yeah, Spawn needs it. They need to do something with Spawn. Put him in one of the universes. But not Marvel. Not DC either. DC sucks too now. They all suck.
I'm just to the point of games. I got really burned out on apocalyptic fantasy. I just got tired of it.
Oh, I love fantasy. Like that's my gig.
I don't know. I just hit a wall. It was just kind of like, I loved Assassin's Creed Origin, and I loved Odyssey, and I just never got into Valhalla because I just kind of got to that point where I was like, I'm tired of ancient stuff, and all that, and so
why didn't anybody play the new Assassin's Creed? Not the VR one, but the new linear title.
I don't know. I haven't. You know me, I play one game at a time, and then I'll go on to something else.
Speaking of that one game.
From what I understand, it was super short. It wasn't very well put together. They kind of was like, hey, people like this. So, yeah, apparently it was not a good put together game. So
it's a shame. Assassin's Creed used to be one of my favorite
I thought
franchises.
Origins is probably one of my top 10 movie
I would put Valhalla first personally because I love Valhalla. But Origins would be
I liked Valhalla a lot. I didn't ever put enough time into it.
I don't know why I never got. I think it's just a learning curve.
Then Destiny was taking on my time.
Didn't you play the one before that? Which was that?
Odyssey.
See, I didn't play Odyssey. I skipped Odyssey and went right to Valhalla.
Oh, okay. Odyssey was good.
I wasn't burned out because a lot of people that played Odyssey got burned out because that game was massive.
Well, that game was massive.
Both of those open world ones were massive.
Yeah.
The one before Odyssey too.
Valhalla was, and Valhalla is just another one of those. Oh my gosh, this game is huge.
Well, it's like you played it for a couple hours and couldn't get into it, and we were like, you didn't even start the game.
You weren't even off of
you were in the interlude. Yeah.
It was. And,
yeah.
And after you play Origins was just long enough and was very linear, but just a great story, great writing, great setting.
Yeah.
And it was just really good. And then Odyssey was not as good, but I think you got spoiled on Origins.
Mm-hmm.
And so Valhalla was just like that's why Starfield came out. And Starfield's like a breath of fresh air because now we have something in space, and that's great. Now we have an RPG in space. Which, well, it's not really an art, well, I guess you can.
It's an RPG.
It is an RPG, but I mean, it's still a looter shooter in some way.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, you go out and shoot stuff and fly around in the spaceship and do things like that. And I have over 100 hours in it, so I could do an honest review of it, and I think it's like a 7 out of a 10.
7?
Like 6.5, 7 out of 10.
I've enjoyed a lot of 7s. So, I mean,
yeah.
Assassin's Creeds were always 7s.
Andromeda, in my opinion, was
7.
an 8.
Yeah.
All the old Need for Speed games were 7s. I mean, I played them endlessly.
Right. With Mass Effect 2 being a 10, I think we're all in agreement on that.
Did they? What did it get? It got 9s, I think.
I think it got 9.5, 9s.
Well, my book, Mass Effect 2 is a 10.
It's 11. Yeah.
You think it's 11?
It's my favorite game of all time. Yeah.
What?
Mass Effect 2.
I didn't know that.
All time?
How long have I been around you?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mass Effect 2. Okay, it's 11. Mass Effect 2 is 11.
Like the end of Mass Effect 2 and the beginning of Mass Effect 3, it's just like perfect. Absolute perfect.
Nobody does characters like BioWare. Yeah. Nobody.
That
BioWare doesn't even do it anymore.
Yeah, BioWare doesn't even do it.
I know, it's true. That's true.
Yeah.
But nobody does characters like BioWare.
No.
In fact, I think, here's what I see with Starfield. I see it like you go out and somebody's building a home and you see a basement being laid and you kind of get an idea of what the house is going to look like. And that's what you see. As I play through Starfield, I'm kind of seeing what they're doing. They've got, literally, I play through the story and I become Starborn. I literally see 10 to 15 DLCs they can come out with immediately. They could come out with any direction they wanted to go. You got different factions. You got different. You could do another Freestar UC War, which is going to probably come. And so I see the foundation. I don't see it as a finished game. I kind of like Skyrim. I think they're in it for a long haul. And so you're going to see 10, 15 years of them just dripping DLCs out. And then finally, Skyrim. You get to Skyrim right now, you're just like, oh my gosh, this is like the perfect game.
Mm-hmm.
I think Starfield will get there eventually. They got to work the bugs out of it.
And then I will buy it.
Okay.
Here's the thing, though.
That's
Here's the thing, though. If they keep putting all their resources on Starfield, we won't get a Skyrim.
They better stop right now. They better cut everything
There's no
off.
reason for them to do Skyrim. They've already done it. 12 gig update on it, and
No. They're
next
building
Skyrim.
6. They're building Elder
Yeah.
Scrolls 6, but it's like another 4 years off, probably.
well, it is.
Which means it will be 16
Here's
years
my thing,
between
because
the games.
Bethesda's working on something else, are they not? I think they've got another project coming.
Is your mic still on?
besides.
Okay, you turn
Yeah,
sideways.
I think they got another project besides Elder Scrolls 6.
I'm sure they do.
So that's the question: how far are they gonna? You know,
But
what
these
I
are
mean?
the same people who were doing the ESO online, and they still put out Fallout. And I mean, they can still do this stuff. They can
Oh
do
yeah,
more
they
than
put
one
out
game
Fallout. That was a great effort.
Fallout 76 was.
We played it for a month, didn't we? Or
We
whatever.
played it for a month.
tried.
But it's the same old. And that's what I guess I come out of the Fallout thing. I'm just so tired of this apocalyptic crap. I'm just so tired of it. I wanted, and it's funny. I mean, you learn things about space. Like in the future, everybody's super nice, and everybody's super gay. In space, everybody's bisexual. In space,
Well, to a degree, Mass Effect Andromeda started doing that.
they did.
It must be a space thing.
It's just kind of like I guess the more we go into the future, the more these little societal beliefs that we have.
Well, yeah,
we're
right
more
now,
tolerant and all that.
right now we're up to 1 in 5 of our current generation's gay, and when we get that
That's
far
true.
ahead,
When we get
it's,
that far, it'll
it's,
probably be 5 out of 5.
it's 1 in 2.
It'd be 5 out of 5 apparently.
What's funny is if you just went back there, the dude's actually shooting up New Atlantis, which you can't do that unless you just go nuts.
Right.
But the characters in there, the companions are horrible, and so I see that as DLC. They're gonna have to bring in more companions because the ones they have there are terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah Morgan's horrible. Andresia is not great.
That's why you need to be a PC player.
Because you can bring in mods.
You can bring in mods and people make
I'm
better
actually
ones.
walking around with Marika Boris, who is a side character who's more interesting than all these other people, even though I do marry Sarah because she's hot. But other than that.
She's hot. She has a nice butt.
And then you got Space Cowboy who's bisexual.
Can you marry him?
You can marry him.
Nice.
I can marry him too.
Wow.
And I'm just kind of like, no, I'm not doing it.
So there's no only straight characters.
Because you got a cowboy. No, there's not a single. The great thing about BioWare is that they did it, but they
They're
weren't
fluid.
afraid to not do it too.
They had characters at work.
Yeah.
Characters at work.
Like when Vega comes up to Shepard's cabin and they're talking about some important thing, and Vega's like, "Well, you've gone soft. This is too comfortable for me." And Shepard goes, "Bed's a lot harder than it looks." And Vega's like, "I'll take your word for it."
So great.
Yeah, that was a great line. I'll take your word for it. I'm out of here. I don't gain no weight. And that was cool. And they had guts to do that. And here it's just like, I mean, it's okay if somebody comes on to you, you're like, I'm not gay.
Yeah. No thanks.
But in space, everybody's gay.
Yeah.
In the future, everybody's gay. Every single
I think
person.
all games are going to start. This is just
There were
concept for all.
bi characters in Mass Effect 3, I think. Ones that could go either way, but it wasn't everybody.
Yeah.
Wasn't everybody.
Right.
Miranda wasn't.
Right.
Jack wasn't. Jack was.
Jack was. Yeah.
Now Cyberpunk had
Vega wasn't.
straight. Well, they had gay characters that would just be gay. So like
Straight
if you
gay.
were not the female
Exactly.
V, you couldn't hook up with the one chick.
Right.
There was no option, and it's like, now wait a minute.
And the most interesting option is not an option.
Who was that?
Vicky, was it? You couldn't romance her at all.
You couldn't. No.
With either
excuse
character.
me, everybody in that game went after Pan Am.
Did they?
Oh yeah,
probably.
Yeah,
well,
Pan
you
Am.
did like.
But that was only a straight thing. You had to be straight, didn't you?
Yes, she
Yeah.
would not.
And
go
I think people
after
had issue with
if
that.
you were a female V, which was surprising because that was that game studio was a little,
That was a woke
they were a
game.
little-
Yeah.
Well, Mass Effect 3, you had, when you were in Normandy, you had a girl to stand beside you who took all your messages and all that stuff, and she was gay, but you could not.
That's right. You couldn't, could you?
You couldn't.
Yeah.
No,
I think they
there's that
modded
funny
that in.
scene where she's in there and she's like taking a bath and stuff. She's like, "Can you bring this to me?" And Shepard's like, "Oh my gosh," because she's in there taking a bath, but he knows he's gay.
Yeah, he's like, there's nothing I can do about it.
And she's like, "My eyes are up here and over here."
You're making me want to go back and play Mass Effect again.
Oh, my
Gosh.
You
And
bought it.
They just don't have those characters in this, but I see what they're building. Building spaceships, building these things.
That looks
That's fun.
I would be into that.
I just built mine today. It's fun.
Yeah, I would be into.
I mean, yeah,
So
last night.
we approached this 3 different ways. You approached it with, this is the only game you're going to play until it's the only game you played in a couple months.
Yeah, right.
I have only played it when I had time.
Right.
And I get completely overwhelmed with it because of that. It's
And
like the game does not introduce you to mechanics
hold your hand on
at
anything.
all.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It doesn't do anything. And it's like, and that kind of discouraged me, burnt me out. And I spent 15 minutes playing with you by my side the other day and was like, oh, do this, this, and this. And you caught me up for hours, and it's just the game didn't do that well. And I don't normally need my handheld, but there's a lot in this game.
There's a lot of, you said, you and I played the same amount of time, and I was 50 levels ahead of you.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I know where to go and what to do, and not what to do.
And I get distracted.
Right. But they've got this. Where did these artifacts come from? That's going to be a DLC.
Yeah.
They just got all these things.
That reminds me a lot of Destiny, though. When Destiny 1 comes out, it's here's this traveler, but we don't know why it's here or anything.
Don't do that.
It's not. There's nothing alike. No.
But I mean, is that not the same
effort.
concept where we're here's these things, but we don't know why they're here. And you don't know why you're after them.
But they've got the answer.
I challenge you. Look up the Traveler now.
Do you get
and
the
see
answer
what
in
he's
the
up
game?
to.
Huh?
Do you get the answer in the game?
But this is just the very beginning of the game, though.
It's a fully
I
released game.
I see it differently. I see it as the beginning.
Oh, see, I can't do that.
I see it as.
And you're the third approach. You've not played it at all because for you there's not enough there.
No, I want a full.
I say
game
there's too
when I buy a
much
game.
there, and you say you want more before you buy it.
I want all the story.
I see it as chapter 1.
Now, if you want to complete the story and give me something else, or say with Mass Effect, we're going to bring this out in 3 parts. I'm fine with that. But the way they talked it up was not like that.
Right. I get
you know
that.
what I mean? That's what burns me. So.
When you play it and you finish it, you're like, this is not it. This is not it at all because there's so many unanswered questions.
Which I'm fine with. They just come out front and say,
"Oh my,
it's not over." Uh-oh.
He just ruined a plot line for me, but he says the Horizon Zero Dawn DLC makes Aloy gay.
Yes, it does. It absolutely does.
What?
Yeah.
Ruining a wonderful character, he says. I didn't know that.
Are you serious?
That's what he said, yeah.
Is that the new one? See, I haven't played the new one. I don't have PS5.
But you guys know how I feel about it. Horizon Zero Dawn is
a great
fantastic game.
Yeah.
Fantastic game.
It's the only reason I have a PS4. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It was a great game.
Yeah, it was.
And I didn't play the second one because I knew.
Really?
Yeah, it came out. It's just they
Why?
can't stop.
Why did that matter? Why did it matter?
Because that option has to be there for everybody.
Because they get. I'm serious, guys. You've heard me talk about this. They get a score. They get a score from people who watch this stuff. Oh my god! And they have to put that stuff in there so that they just don't get their building firebombed by a bunch of crazy people.
Right. Yeah.
They have to do that stuff.
Yeah.
And this game is woke as
I will eventually.
I didn't think it was that bad in that.
It's actually not, because I noticed last night, because I'm doing the. I'm going back to again and doing the Vanguard quest, and they'll get
that's where I'm at,
and they'll say stuff like "Yes, ma'am," and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, really? How did you assumed her gender?
Yeah, how dare you?"
I think like the propaganda, the marketing for this game was very woke after its release. I've asked a lot of people because it's free on Game Pass, right? Everybody can play it. I've asked a lot of people if they tried it. They're like, "No, I hear that's real woke," and I'm like, "I played the game for."
It's not
20 or 30 hours, and it just didn't seem like that to me.
It's not. It's subtle, but it's not pushed on you. It's subtle.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder what the.
But I mean, but to me, there are certain aspects of it. Like I do a lot of the shipbuilding. I really get into that.
Right.
And because my ship right there, you see that ship right there? Mine fills up the entire screen.
Yeah.
That's why your Xbox
I love that.
Overheats.
It is why your Xbox is always needing to restart.
I know. But they're just certain aspects, and I like the exploring. I'm right now. I'm not even halfway through the story, because I like going to planets, and I'll find something interesting and just go there. And that, to me, that's a big deal. But they do have a problem, and I get it. There's 1,700 planets. They can't just make every building distinct. And so, but my goodness, I can go into a building now and I can clear it in 5 minutes because I know exactly where to go, and I know where the loot is, and I know where the magazine is. I know exactly what to do because I've done it 15 times. And they could change that up a little bit, but
yeah, see, it's not doing good on Steam right now.
Well, something happened. I don't trust that because when it came out, it was there's 7.
Well, but here's
then all of a sudden
thing.
there was this movement.
Because a lot of people started getting it, a lot of people started buying it, and you can watch the buy streak with the reviews.
Right.
And like I said,
I'm not a Starfield fanboy. I just think we do a disservice to it because they're going to quit making all these freaking games if we don't shut up.
Yep.
But
because we're so demanding and we're so entitled and we're so spoiled.
But there's also the inverse effect.
If Skyrim came out now, they'd bitch about it.
We did. We 100% did when it came out because it was broken. It was
not like
terrible.
we would. Not like we would
But
today.
here's the
Not
thing.
like we would today.
But here's the thing: if you don't complain about it, you will get broken games.
Well, yes.
I don't
so
know.
if you just shut up and Cyberpunk came out and everybody said, "This is the greatest game we've ever seen," it doesn't run well, but it's still a great game. They've been like, "All right."
Well,
and they would just
hold
let
on,
you
hold
have
on.
it.
Let's
But
just.
they turn around and they eventually fixed
And
it
No
because
Man's Sky.
people lost their mind on it.
No
But
Man's Sky
here's
is
the
another
thing.
example.
Here's the thing. When did you enjoy games the most?
Back when they were on cartridges.
Yes.
And I
back
didn't have to
when,
update them
back
all
when the
time.
creator made the game they wanted to make,
Yes.
and you played it whether you liked it or not. And now that we get this voice and this complaint system, we don't like anything they make. That's our own doing.
But my problem is, yes, if you don't like a choice they made in the game, absolutely, that's something that's up to the creator.
Mass Effect 3, we're talking to you.
But drop it, yeah, exactly.
But BioWare was like, the game's done. There's nothing we can do.
Exactly. I don't have a problem with that.
And I was
My
fine with it. It
problem
wasn't my
is
game.
Them releasing broken games or releasing games that they've hyped up and said all this stuff is in, and then they're like, well, it'll be in the DLC. We'll drip feed it to you. That's my issue.
But I think I look at Starfield like I did No Man's Sky, which was not a good game when it was
No
released.
Man's Sky was terrible.
Okay, but it got better.
A year later, it was great.
And Bethesda had shown a little history of
It took longer than a year.
We played it at a year.
But No
We
Man's Sky
enjoyed
is a
it at
good
a
game
year.
now.
Was it a year?
Yeah.
No Man's Sky is a really good game now.
Mm-hmm.
And Starfield will get there eventually. Bethesda's got too much into it. Let it die. It's
Yeah.
not going to be Anthem. Please don't let it be Anthem.
And there's a perfect example. Anthem.
Outriders.
Man, that Anthem, Outriders.
better.
They
It got
got they got pumped up like they were going to be the greatest thing ever. And then 20 hours in the game, you're like,
ain't nothing to do.
well, this sucks.
Well, but that's because
What do you
it was
mean Outriders?
BioWare doing it. BioWare was doing it.
But if
BioWare
we
couldn't
wouldn't have
miss.
said anything-
Dragon Age is one of the best games that's out.
But like, if we wouldn't have said anything, like, oh, well, this game sucks. Like, you've got to voice, you've got to voice
But
it.
if Anthem comes out 15, 20 years ago, it's a great game.
Yeah, because
We're spoiled, man.
The expectations
spoiled.
have gone up. The budgets have gone up.
And you hadn't paid
You know how
$60.
much budgets they have for these things now? The budget for Mario Brothers was probably like $50,000. The budget for Starfield's billions or millions or whatever.
Well,
it
and,
is,
and that's
you know?
not the only thing. It's that the game industry got really big the last 15 years. Really big, where these games have boards now and backers and
they have to.
and financiers, and they control when the game comes out.
Right.
What kind of revenue it needs to make.
Well, that's why Cyberpunk
yeah,
failed as
exactly.
miserably as it did because they
Exactly.
pushed it out before it was ready.
That's why I don't bash on games because I'm just kind of like, I don't want them to get to the point where they quit making them.
Yeah.
And there's such a community that just nags and nags and
Yep.
nags. It's like
They never like anything.
Starfield, okay, it's not perfect, but like I said, I think it's just the beginning.
But that's the thing.
I mean, if you got 10 years into a game, you're not just going to put one
You
out.
need
and
to have
that's it.
honest reviews about it, though.
You do.
Like you said, okay, it's a 7 out of 10. Okay, that's fine. But the problem is you either see 10 out of 10 or 0 out of 10.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to go into the game and give an honest opinion. So where
Right.
now they can fix the problems. You know what I'm saying?
I just enjoy it. What happened was is that people got into it and they wanted to play a linear story and they wanted to get through it. And that's not the way I think the game is meant to be played. It's
I'm about to say, I've never seen a Bethesda game like that.
but it's exploration, and it's just stuff I showed him the other night that he didn't know that made the game a whole lot more fun. Because you could travel without going to cutscenes and you could do all that stuff, but they don't tell you how to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's a work in progress, and which it shouldn't.
Look,
it should.
IGN gave it a 7. IGN's woke though.
It shouldn't be, but at the same time, I see the vision of what they're trying to do. To them, it's a 15-year game,
and that's fine if they released it like that. So Baldur's Gate was out on PC. Baldur's Gate 3 was out on PC like 2 years ago.
Yeah,
in a beta form. Here, you can pay the full price for this game, but we're going to let you know right now, it's not finished.
Right.
But they took the people's opinions of what they said and made the game better off of it. Like, so why can't people like, I know Bethesda's big budget and they got to have these AAA releases and all this stuff.
Right.
They could have done the same thing. They could have said, listen, here's Starfield. It's not done. It's got issues, but play it. Give us your feedback. We want to know.
But do you really want a game that's been shaped and molded by a bunch of libs?
No, I want a game that's shaped and molded by the gamers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the people that play this game,
a lot of
we know the
gamers
best.
right now.
You know?
A lot
or
of
you can just be
like
Bungie and just not give a flying flip. What's your
That's true. Just,
thing?
hey, we're gonna
because we know you'll buy it anyway.
We're gonna take this planet away from you, and then in 6 months we're gonna sell it back to you.
And you can buy the deal. You can buy the expansion, and then you have to buy an extra dungeon key to get into the dungeon that's in the expansion. And JR just like,
I have never bought a dungeon key.
Take my money.
Take my money, please.
I did talk to Garth about it the other night. They
I'm
jumped
a Destiny whore. Here
they jumped into the new dungeon the moment it came out. They were all excited about it. They had their dungeon keys. The Garth and the other guys over there.
They bought them.
Yeah, they're full on to Destiny still.
Garth, come on, bud.
Garth.
He's not happy.
You're better.
He's
than
not
that.
watching.
He's not happy with the community or the developers at this point. But he probably bought that dungeon key a year ago.
Well, I mean, it's just like people hated on Diablo 4.
Right.
I play Diablo 4. I personally like it, but I get where they're coming from when you have no customization in the game, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So all of your cosmetics in the game, they suck. I don't care if you're level 100 with the best gear, your cosmetics suck.
Yeah.
The only way to buy better cosmetics
Are you serious?
is $20+ an outfit.
I'm glad I didn't play Diablo 4.
$20+ an outfit. So people are
Pay to
raging
win.
on the game, and they should. Because that's ridiculous.
Destiny is the same way. I mean, outfits
now,
cost
it's not a
how
pay
much,
to
$5,
win.
$6?
It's not a pay to win.
You're not
which
getting
I'll give them
outfits. You're
credit
just getting
for,
shaders and transmog stuff. Like you can make
Right.
the armor. Yeah.
They had
Ornaments.
a $60 horse. A $60 horse skin.
Elder Scrolls went that way too, though. Online was like that.
As long as it's skins, I don't care. I
Yeah,
don't
but
care.
I still do to a degree because it's like, okay, we're going to make all the stuff in the game look like crap, and we're going to make these skins look really awesome.
Yeah.
So, like, you're level 100, you look like crap, but this level 2 over here, the
and if it's
$60
free,
looks way
if
cooler
it's,
than you.
It's
like,
free to play. If it's like Warframe,
I don't mind that.
I don't mind that.
Yes.
If it's free to play.
Mm-hmm.
And Warframe is free to play all the way through.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But they do sell stuff.
But
That's
you
how
could
they
buy
make money.
entire chassis or whatever they call them.
Yeah, and that's fine. Destiny says they're free to play. If you want to play like one planet,
Yeah, if you like the first 20
and get
minutes.
one gun, that's it.
This person somehow knows that Garth is Irish. Says the Irish getting suckered by the gaming companies.
They must be like they're all in it.
They're about to elect
all-
Conor McGregor as the prime minister or whatever, president, which would be fantastic. By the way,
Here's the thing: I have to constantly tell myself about video games because I play games you guys don't like. Like I spend hours. I spend dozens of hours a week.
Forza is the same game every time. Go ahead.
It's not.
It is. You can't do Laguna Seca different. It's the same track.
All right, I can't. I'll have to defend that in an entirely different video. But and as somebody that casually plays the game with a controller, maybe, but taking advantage of feedback and physics, it's not the same game.
I did not care for Forza 7, but that was my personal opinion.
7? That's
or whichever one just came out. I don't know. I
Okay.
lost track.
Here's back to it.
He's like, no.
But
No.
we can talk about Forza at a different time because it's a pretty popular topic on YouTube right now. A lot of people don't like it. But I have to constantly tell myself this because I play games with you and I play games you guys don't like. I spend dozens of hours a week racing in circles. You guys don't get it, right? I have to always remind myself that my enjoyment of a game can't be based on somebody else's enjoyment of the game.
Right. Yes.
So when Mike says he hates Starfield and don't want to play it, you're having a great time. That's fine.
Yeah.
But the problem
I always
is,
do the
is
opposite
when
of
we
what he
let
says.
community shape what we think about something.
Oh, I agree.
And some of that happens with you sometimes because you will look at reviews or you say so and so says this about it.
Oh, that's true.
And I'm not calling
No,
you out,
I
but
will.
the community does it.
Yeah.
And I do it too. And it's a shame. I have to tell myself, if I enjoy this game, I enjoy this
But
game.
most of the time, I agree with the community
Right. And that's fine.
because I agree. Once again,
But has there ever been a case where the community convinced you not to play a game and you missed out on it?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, the
That's
community convinced us to not play No Man's Sky at the beginning.
Yeah.
It was broken, but they made the conviction.
They did. They didn't convince me, but I really didn't like their pushback against Andromeda.
I mean, really,
Yeah.
okay,
Right.
just
I
for one
enjoyed
second,
Andromeda.
think about when we were playing Anthem, having a blast playing Anthem.
It was fun.
Did we hate it because seriously?
No.
Did we hate it because it was a bad game, or did we hate it because everybody else hated it?
No. We hated Anthem because there was nothing to do after the
the end
first
game
20
was bad.
hours.
Yeah,
There was
once
nothing
we
to do.
got done, it was done.
Except Mike got in there in the spam weekend
got in
and
the
got
spam
better
week.
stuff than us.
I was like the highest level in the game you could possibly be, just by random accident.
And the same thing happened. You said Outriders got better, but the same thing happened with Outriders. We played it for
No end game.
2 or 3 weeks, and there was
Oh,
nothing
see,
to do.
Outriders.
But
was-
we're all about the end game now,
Yeah.
instead of just saying,
Yeah.
"Oh, that was a good game."
Because when we invest money and time into something, we don't want it to end in 20 hours. We want to play it for months.
Well, especially if it's multiplayer. If it's multiplayer
Or cooperative,
you want something to do at the end to keep grinding. You want that grind at the end. The
Why is
game,
Wildlands so much better than Breakpoint?
the game you love to play. What's
I like Breakpoint.
No.
Division 2.
Division 2.
Yeah.
There was a grind in that.
Yes,
Yeah.
there is.
But that's what made it worth going back and playing because
Yes,
it's like
it
there's
did.
always something there I can get. Even though you're doing the same thing over and over and over.
That's why people play Destiny. They've been
There's-
falling for it for a decade.
There's a grind there.
But the difference with it, like Division 2, is like it was like Paragon, like with Diablo 3.
Yeah. Yep.
Every time you leveled up, you got a
So
little
you
bit better.
got something for it.
You
Wasn't
got
much,
something for it, not
but
much.
you got something for it.
But you got a little bit better, and so that's awesome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't going for a so, and then you could play higher levels of stuff
Mm-hmm.
and get better gear.
And that's one thing that irked me about Destiny so much is now they, every 3 months or 4 months, they reset your level.
Yes.
Like you earn.
What's the purpose?
So
like you get up to a
Yeah.
it's power rating now, it's not light rating, and then that gets you into the higher level nightfalls and stuff like that. And then 3 months later, they're like, now start over.
well, so Diablo does seasons.
Yeah,
Right.
So
that's what Destiny does.
So I'm playing the season right now. Okay, you get to a level 100 in the season. Now, when the season's over, you can keep your level, but it goes to the eternal realm. So you go to the normal base version of the game. When the new season content comes out, you have to start a new character. I'm going to be done. I'm not going to play another. I'm not going to re-level
Holy
a
cow.
character just to play the season content.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. I don't
Right.
have that much time to sit around and grind a Diablo character for 200 hours just to get him up to level 100 for a season
Yeah.
for it to be wiped. So I have to do it again. That's where my complaint is. It's like, let me play my character through all the seasons.
Yes.
And don't make it competitive.
Division 2
or
lets you
whatever.
do that. You could just play. You could play.
You
your
never got
character.
reset in Division 2.
They never
No,
got reset.
yeah, you always got to keep your stuff, and I
There-
think that's what
There would be a
made
new
it-
DLC come out. You go to a new part and go
Yeah.
back to New York City or something like that.
But
it
that's
would
the
never
way
be.
it should be.
That's
Like,
the way it should be.
Gosh, that was great.
The cool thing about, and if you're playing Starfield and you not in New Game Plus, my advice to you is to blow through the story, get your levels, and then do New Game Plus with Starborn, because you keep everything, and you keep. That's cool. Problem is, you lose your ship, you lose your money, you lose your materials, but you keep your skill points, and so when you go into the New Game Plus,
You're buff.
now you're OP,
Yeah.
and you can go.
But you
up.
got to replay the story again, and you've lost all the gear. I don't know. I don't ever play New Game Plus in any game.
I play Elden Ring, New Game Plus 3.
New Game Plus one
Right.
time. That's all I'm going to do. New Game Plus one time, and Starborn is worth. Starborn is worth it.
Is that what you're doing right now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you get new dialogue options and things like the whole interaction of everybody with you is different now, and even some missions that you had to do the first playthrough you don't even do now, or you'll just cut to and say, "I know how this ends," and then we don't do it, and so it's so much better. Because at first part, when you first get, you're trying to grind up your ship and you're trying to grind up your armor and all that stuff, and you get into the second playthrough, you're like, I'm already there. I can fly all the Class C ships, and so I like it. I think it's a 7.
I will say this: you leveled up my ship good the other night because the warlock was running his mouth last night. And he lasted about 4 seconds.
Yes. The obliterator projectors. Yes.
Yeah.
They're fantastic. All right, that's it.
So
I'm done. I gotta go home and eat. I'm starving.
What I learned is go back and play Skyrim.
Yeah, I mean,
For everybody listening.
I've played Skyrim three nights this week. I've had a good time in there. Distracted
You
the
know what I
entire
went back
time.
and started playing?
What?
Dragon's Dogma.
Great
'Cause
game.
the second one's getting ready to
Never
come out
played
next year.
Great game.
Never
the
played
second. Pawns are the best companions, period.
Yeah.
They're
Yes.
fantastic. They heal. They do a great job.
Dragon's Dogma was a
Dragon's
great game.
And it was Capcom. And Capcom's not really that known for that style of game, but man, it was a good game.
They nailed that one.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed that game.
Yeah, I went back and I'm playing it on PC, so I've got the high def pack and all that. It's still doesn't
Right.
look great, but man, it's such a good game.
I'm just waiting for the new Dragon Age.
Dragon's Dogma 2 is coming out next year. It's going to be good, I think.
Dragon Age won't be here for 3 years. So.
No, we won't see Dragon Age.
Mass Effect's probably another 5 years off.
Minimum. At this point.
Is BioWare even still doing? Are they still doing games?
But they're working on Dragon Age.
That's it.
Yeah.
They do like 2 titles. That's all they have.
No,
They got some
they had that
license
Mass
to
Effect
some
trailer. The one where Liara was walking through.
Right.
Yeah, but that's the
that's-
game that's 5 years off.
It'll eventually get here.
They got some official rights to some brand movie cartoon or something to make.
If
Maybe,
they bring
no,
back-
they're
if
doing a
they
Star
bring
Wars game.
back Shepard, I'll
They got a
run
Star
through the
Wars
neighborhood
game.
That's
naked.
right. They're doing a Star Wars game,
Yeah.
I would.
but no one will care about because Star Wars is dead now.
They did Knights of the Old Republic and did a good job with that.
Knights of the Old Republic's a great game.
I think it's a great game.
But I mean, Star Wars now is dead, as far as I'm concerned.
I think
Disney.
so too. I have no desire to
nope.
play any Star Wars game that ever comes
Nope.
out.
Oh, games. Yeah.
No.
Well, Jedi
As long as Disney owns it.
Jedi Knight or whatever is out now. Last Jedi, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
People are liking it.
Yeah.
It's a good game from what I understand, but I just I
And
can't
two of them.
get into it. Republic
Yeah.
Commando was the last good Star Wars game.
Oh,
Great game.
Oh, it's so
Why
good.
doesn't somebody remaster that game?
Because it's what we want.
I like some of the Star Wars content that's on Disney right now. We're in the middle of Andor. I think that's very good.
You would have a Disney
Andor's pretty good.
subscription.
I liked Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan was good.
I like the content. Mandalorian's great. Probably the best thing they've made the last 10 years.
Oh, see, I thought Mandalorian was just kind of
No,
repetitive. I
it was
didn't get into
great.
it.
I didn't get into it that much, but the Luke Skywalker episode, gosh, man, that was something else.
Yeah, I didn't
Have
see
you gone
it.
that far?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I've seen all of
I didn't
Mandalorian.
see it.
Dude, when he comes back and he does his Vader scene, like Vader at the end of Rogue One, and he does his Vader scene, it's something else.
Really?
Yeah.
That would probably be cool.
I fully expected it to be, I didn't know. Well, I know Mark Hamill's ego, so I'm sure he wouldn't use anybody else, but I fully expected it to be that Sebastian Winter Soldier.
Oh,
yeah, he would have been a good Luke Skywalker.
He looks just like him.
Yeah,
When they put him side by side and they make him up like Skywalker, he looks just like him.
yeah.
Same chin and everything. All right. That'll do it for us. Be sure to like and subscribe. We thank you so much for watching. I have to go home and
Yeah,
eat some
thanks
pizza.
for hanging on this long.
Yeah. We actually did.
We went really long tonight.
We went really long tonight.
What did we come
Did
in
we?
at? What do we clock in at?
We could talk about anything at any time.
It doesn't tell me.
Oh, well, it's
Because we're not recording.
It's
We're
almost
live
9
here.
o'clock.
yeah. We
Huh?
started at like 7,
Did you say we're not recording?
6:36.
We're never
30.
recording. We are live streaming.
Oh, I thought you
true.
said we're not recording. I'm getting ready to.
I did say we're not recording.
You got no content out of
Yeah,
any of
stick
that.
it
This
to
guy's just
microphone up
commenting
your
on nothing the whole
orifice.
time.
Yeah. He's like, I see nothing.
All right. God bless you guys. Have a good week.
Yeah.
Be
Thanks for
nice to your
watching.
wife. Don't beat her.
Yeah, don't beat your wives.
Don't do it unless it's smaller than the lift of your thumb. He says 2 hours 13 minutes. He just told us.
Wow, he's on top of it. Thank you.